The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a 0 becomes a 1, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD BLACK NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the WD BLACK, the Esports Club Pro League for Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft in association with ACT Fibernet and AFK Gaming. I'm your host, Foxtrot, and joining me is my co-caster, Baba Gusta, as we are here witnessing the first day, the first match of the Season 3 qualifiers. It's been an amazing run for 2 seasons here at the Pro League. Definitely amazing set of matches that I've had the opportunity to cast with Baba Gusta and our other co-caster, Blackjack. But 2 seasons put aside, we are headed to the latest season of this Pro League, that is Season 3. That's right. The first match that will be up for today is going to be Virtuoso Esports versus Ultra Instinct. That's a match that we are looking forward to. But before that, Baba Gusta, anything as we head into this brand new season with a brand new energy?
Well, currently talking about the standings in Division 2, we do see Exterminate Esports in the first position, followed up with Lies Valiance in second, and Dauntless Esports on the third place, in which they will be promoted to Division 1. Congratulations to them. Followed up with Division 3 standings, where Naughty Indians on first place, winning a total of 6-1. Nat and Statics Gaming had a total of 18 points, so we had to go for a round conversion in which Nat had the highest points, in which we led them to be in second place, and they are unfortunately being promoted to Division 2. I don't know why I said unfortunately. To be honest, for them, this is a huge step for them to head on towards Division 2. But yeah, to head back to Division 2, especially not Indians having a total win of 6-1. But this time in Division 3, we are going to see some extraordinary players coming in from this specific region, especially Virtuoso Esports against Ultra Instincts. It is a familiar new words, especially from Ultra Instincts, but we may be able to see Virtual Esports on how well that they're going to be performing, since this will be their first debut match.
That's for sure. I haven't really seen Virtuoso Esports hang around quite a bit, at least not in the Pro League. But hey, out of that as well, not really familiar with the names of that this roster happens to rock. But hey, everybody comes here for the first time, as Baba happens to say it quite a bit. He's been saying it for the entirety of the season 2, in fact, that you never know when might just be your day in a match, and in a game like Rainbow Six Siege for the matter, and in a tournament like the Pro League. Anything can happen. Definitely, we saw so many upsets come out in the last season, at least as to how the scoreboard happened to stand out. Definitely something you guys should have a look at least, as to how you happen to be Rainbow fanatics of the region. So many teams just battling it out for the ultimate battle, and that's exactly what this is about. Right now, it's going to be Virtuoso Esports and Ultra Instinct taking us into a little bit, let's say, the start of the qualifiers, because these are the teams that will eventually mark themselves safe and get themselves a nice spot into Division 3, and that's exactly what you look for. That's exactly why these qualifiers are here, the open qualifiers that we're witnessing right now. But hey, speaking of the qualifiers, Baba Gusta, I'll be asking you a quick question before we head into the match. Is that, will we get to see a change in maps this time around? That variety is something that we've been missing so far. That spice, we've seen Clubhouse so much, we've seen Oregon so much, we've seen a little bit of Cafe, and then a Villa gets sprinkled in here and there. But that's been the stuff. But that out of the way, let's head right into the match, people. That'll be on Oregon once again. Season 3 qualifiers are now live on your screens. Virtuoso Esports and Ultra Instinct, and Baba, take it away.
Well, thank you for that, Foxy. And answering that question back that you were saying, since Operation Neon Dawn is live, I'm very excited to see how, since Echo was, however, quarantined, he's now back in the game, and so does Sam Fisher. We will be able to see one attacker and one defender being played, although we won't be able to see Tachanka being played because he will be available in the 2021. And talking about the ban phase, on the side of Virtuoso Esports, banning Twitch will be an interesting one, knowing for the fact that she has a total of three flashbangs, in which three flashbangs and also those shock drones, in which it has the higher capability of eliminating those bandit tricks and maybe some electro claws out of the way, although the kite will be banned for them. An interesting ban phase, as we do like to see, as the Twitch and the Kaid will be banned on map Oregon. I mean, a new day, a new ban, but there are some bans which are always standard. And talking about standard bans, it will always be the Thatcher and the Mira. So that'll be the end of ban phase, as Virtuoso Esport bans Twitch and Kaid, whereas Ultra Instincts bans the Thatcher and the Mira. Starting off with the first round and map Oregon, it will be an interesting fact. I mean, since I do remember the patch notes, we did see a lot of deployable shields being taken out. First, from the Vomai's deployable shield, has been, you know, removed deployable shield and added impact grenades, followed up with the Valkyrie removing the reinforced deployable shield and added impact nades as well. So maybe we might be able to see some heavy denials coming in, especially from the clubhouse hatches. But since this is Oregon, let's see what's going to happen. But for now, let's introduce the rosters on the side of Virtuoso Esports. We have Fubuki, Not Dejected, Speaksy, Occult, NJS. And on the side of Ultra Instincts, we have Pokoro Man, Nightmare, Nex. And we are just going to wait for the other two to appear when this loading screen comes to an end. There you go. Thank you so much, Eisen, Void, and Sonic. As we start off with the first round, second floor Kids Dome will be the site. And let's see with the new, a new day for Siege, a new strategies that we do get to see, and we do see a Goyo being picked. Goyo with his deployable shield, it is very, reactivated again, in which the utility meta, it will be very difficult for the defenders to try to capture more than 2 or 3 projectiles. So very interesting round, very interesting changes. And also with the first round, with the action phase commencing, let's see how Virtuoso Esports will engage in the second floor Kids Domes.
Hey, definitely something I want everybody to know out there is the fact that with the new update coming in just a while ago, we've got the Echo unbanned in competitive play along with Zero. That is something I don't see the teams taking advantage of, and something that definitely threw me off board is the is the Twitch ban coming out on Oregon. You do happen to see, targeted bans come out. I'm not exactly sure if this was exactly targeted because on the at least on the counter argument to that, the Mira is still banned anyway, and that's what you expect out of a perfect or out of a casual Oregon match as well. Mira just happens to be that huge problem that the attackers just cannot cut towards, and that's exactly why we'll be having that operator ban for a while. But that out of the way, Kids Doms a very reliable site as to everybody just happens to open up on this one. It's definitely been one of these sites that you can just sit back and relax on. Speaks meanwhile the IQ, trying to see if anybody's flanking from behind. We usually see the C4 plays exactly come out from below. No detonation yet. We are seeing the wall breaches happening, and slowly the attackers are pushing onto site, and that means the people on site, the defenders, will have to make sure they have enough crossfires established, and more importantly, the push happens right in time.
Well, Thermite's breaching charge will be very efficient, taking out not just one but 2 walls, increasing the area of effect. So just to make sure that Thermite has much more importance when it comes to breaching hard walls, and he is quite an important operator to have with. But for a moment now, we do see Sonic's playing very close, although we don't see any roaming capabilities coming in from Ultra Instinct. It's going to be a hard site hold. Starting off with the Nightmare falling down from Spixie's G8 LMG as the attackers are slowly gaining towards the site. They have control on Trophy, they have control on the Attic, but do they have control on their man count? As Spixie goes down, tries to work out, but no, it is not. The melee comes in, gets the confirmation, making it a 2v3 situation. Not going too well as Pagoda Man with the Alda will be able to take out not dejected, followed up with the Nomad being eliminated right from the trophy room with Fubuki all by himself, gets caught with the Maestro's evil eye camps, and now he's towards on trophy room, try to complete at least one player on the side of Ultra Instance. A good hold will be able to down Sonics, but at what cost? He doesn't have enough amount of time. He needs a lot of positions to worry about. As Pakora Man, he's just waiting for the ace to push in. Will be able to get the confirmation towards the Jaeger. No, he does not, and neither does the time in which Ultra Instinct will win their first round of defense. Second floor kids, as we take a look at it in the ACT Fibernet instant replay, we now proceed to round 2, where Basement Church will be the site.
That's exactly what the site is going to be. Unfortunately, a disconnection has come out from the side of Virtuoso Esports. So far, we haven't got to see a request request from them. But coming back to the last round, we just happened to see coming in from Ultra Instinct. One thing I've got to say, Sonic there definitely went supersonic and got that triple kill for himself secured, along with just sprinkling in that little disrespect with the knife. He came in, and there we go. As I talk about coming in, we've got not dejected back in the lobby. He'll just make sure to get himself a nice operator. And Sonic finally has brought up the Echo play. Definitely something he can take advantage of. As I was speaking about in round 1, there we go. The Mountain pick will come out from him. Not really much he can do with. The 6-pick timer has also gone out as well. So it definitely will come down to this awkward waiting moment as he happens to load into the game. But that out of the way, once again, it does happen to be kids' doms, quite the site that everybody likes to just prefer. You happen to start off on Oregon, and it's just been the case. Laundry, not so much. That also means that this might be the chance for Virtuoso Esports to try and stand back up, try and give the fight to Ultra Instinct to make sure that they don't let them walk away with the advantage right here, right now. Because you happen to be on defense on a map like Oregon, that's exactly what you happen to look out for. Getting maximum rounds on board first. That out of the way, we still have the counter possibility of the fact that as we go into the second half of this match, is definitely going to be an interesting outlook to how these teams adapt to each other's role swaps. Something I'm very interested to find out when it comes to qualifier teams, because that's the kind of I would say mystery and suspense they happen to throw into it, and that's exactly why we're all here witnessing the qualifiers right now on the live stream. Spix once again running the Hibana. We've got the Ace and the Thermite, in fact, being employed from the attackers. Quite the emphasis in terms of heartbeats, taking no chances, leaving no stone unturned, in fact, for that matter. You want to make sure you get those walls breached. Well, you definitely will. Unless, of course, we've seen some unfortunate events happen before.
Yeah,
avoiding that. Yeah, they definitely avoiding that, I think, is going to be something that they'll have to look for. But yes, Babu Gusta.
I mean, talking about Hibana, Foxy, her kit is reworked. Being able to use on how many pellets that you need to open up either a reinforced wall or just a soft hatch in which it requires only 2 X-Kairos pellets, followed up with, if it is a reinforced hatch, they only need 4. To make sure that the impact tricks coming in from the defenders would be much more difficult, as we see one of the X-Kairos pellets being used to open up the hatch towards the meeting, and the Hibana will make sure to open up the electrical hatch as well. We do see a C4 being thrown out where Occult has been taking quite a lot of damage, and he needs to be careful on certain situations like these, because he is, oh boy, that is a lot of damage. And also a down being made, it's just a reset so that the Hibana will be able to pick her back to at least 10 HP. Hopefully she'll be able to have some gunfight later on. The Montaigne giving good amount of information towards Boiler, as Nex is really to be careful, but he shouldn't have to deal with any of that problem, as he'll be able to take out NJS, as the Montaigne still providing some pressure towards Nexus, as he gains a lot of damage right towards the Goyo's Vulcan shields. Do not giving out useful informations, but does Nexus know that there is one more pushing towards on big towers? No, he does not. It's going to be the Nomad eliminating Nightmare as the Goyo gets eliminated, followed up with the Echo, in which Did see him quarantined in quite a lot of times to be able to get one kill. And Nexus wants to get that third kill, but there's a huge push coming towards the baller as he gets dragged out as Pixie being able to one eliminated, followed up with the Vulcan shields being taken out. Pakora Man still towards on Freezer, but as it is a 2v3 situation, as Sonic decides to contest against the Hibana, wins that gunfight, which leads to a 1v3 situation. A very difficult situation for the Montaigne. He's cornered, he's boxed in, and in the end, he goes down. Ultra Instincts wins their second round of Defense Basement Laundry. As we take a look at it, in the ACT Fibernet Instant Replay, we will proceed to round 3, where Ultra Instincts wins 2 defense rounds in a row. Round 3 is the place where we get to see either they pick towards on first floor grinding kitchen or on first floor meeting hall. Although there is a higher chances where the defenders might pick towards on first floor kitchen dining hall, in which we are going to be able to see it. And interesting enough, we do see a Blackbeard being picked from Fubuki, a very interesting choice of pick there, as the defenders will have a lot of problems dealing with it. And talking about it, here comes the 6th pick. As I'm going to tally up my number of predictions I've made wrong from 20 to 21. Do see a 6 pick from Fubuki switching up from the Blackbeard to the Sledge.
6 pick ticket, definitely something you want to use for yourselves as you happen to try and counter strat to what operators your opponent has brought on board. That's exactly why we have the reveal phase as well. But that out of the way, it's not the 6 picks that's been keeping Ultra Instinct on top. It's been that raw gunpowder that they just happen to bring, and so much more utility onto the micro engagements that they are taking right now. It's not even coming down to the fact that we are having to see a very coordinated push from either of these teams. It's just the fact that whenever it's coming down to a gunfight in a 1v1, Ultra Instinct is making sure they get a better outcome of it, and they've been good with it. So let's see what we do have to offer the going ahead to the round. Definitely something that we will be looking forward to. You know, definitely some questions will be answered. Void, meanwhile, with the castle pick, doing so much work. Nexus brought out of this Valkyrie as well. So much more information and ground control that he just happened to establish with these two operators bringing on board. Definitely something that we could make and see them make use of.
Well, an extended roam towards on meeting, in which it will be giving a good amount of holding the ground towards on meeting room. Do see the attackers especially not dejected towards the roof to give a good amount of information. Actually, I wouldn't say information. He's just waiting to get in a perfect position to use his exothermic charges to open up a specific wall. Although we don't see any hold towards second floor kids dorms, in which the attackers can be able to use their soft freezing capabilities to open up, in which sad to say, Virtuoso Esports, they haven't eliminated the default camps just yet. They'll be able to eliminate it just, right about now. Limiting one towards the ruins, as we do see some impressive hold being coming in from the defenders. The attackers gaining control towards the second floor dorms main hall. They will now proceed to use their soft breathing capabilities to make lines of sight towards the first floor kitchen. Things will not be easier for the defenders holding towards that specific position, in which Void is playing towards the security room. Not almost inside the site, but the amount of angles that the attackers have, and also good amount of drone works will be able to give good amount of kills towards the attackers.
That's what they're looking for, the information that they want to seek out, and then make sure that they have accountability at least on the kills that they happen to bring out. But so far, nobody's dropped. 5 men alive on both sides, 10 people in the lobby, still alive and kicking. That only means one thing, that as we happen to proceed towards the last minute of the round, that it's going to come down to a bloodbath, as we see Nex already coming in with the off-balance flank, I would say, because you've got Void as well on the hallway to just help him around with this. 59 seconds left and the clock is ticking. The attackers definitely have slowed down. They're looking like they've been stalled so far by the defense, and that's exactly what you expect out of Oregon. Breach is happening at least on the dining area, though. We've still got Nightmare holding down with all of his smoke pellets. All of those toxic babes will still be in his back pocket. A good hold so far from Ultra Instinct, and the attackers have not been able to do a good job of trying to dislodge them from where they happen to play. Sledge making this push happen, but Next will be the first one to open things up. Occult is the one to go down. Already taking some damage, but Fubuki and Spix pick out their own. Sonic and Pakora Man will be going down, not dejected, trying to stick the plan. That's exactly what he has to do. 20 seconds left, but here's Here's the diffusal denial, and here's the flank from the castle. A double kill, a triple comes in, and that's along with the diffusal denial. It's all under Fubuki, who's all around the side of small tower. He's got to find in a 1 versus 2 with only 9 seconds left. He's trying to make the push happen. He's stuck between how to win this gunfight, but the SMG-11 fight will be bested by the smoke and not by the sledge. Nightmare make sure that he stands true to his name and keeps Ultra Instinct on this successive path that they've been doing so far. The hat trick comes in. We'll be taking a quick look at that in the ACT Fibernet instant replay, and 3 rounds back to back has definitely been the team Ultra Instincts to show. And more importantly, it does come down to say that, hey, the attackers taking too much time into just gaining map control is definitely not helping them trying to approach the side in that last 10-second push meta, just not working out for them. Round 4 will be underway. Kids Dumps is once again where we're headed to. Let's see if we do see Virtuoso Esports trying to put a dent into what we've seen Ultra Instincts do so far, or is it going to be Ultra Instinct just stomping over them? Because that's exactly what I'm able to see. Let's see what happens. Let's find that out.
Well, talking about the defenders hold up on first floor kitchen, we didn't see any hold towards on second floor kids, in which the attackers did have that soft reaching capabilities, although not having enough amount of intel is what Virtuoso Esports lost. And also they did, however, opened up a good amount of walls thanks to Chromite economic charges, opening one towards the first floor dining as well as towards on kitchen. The only problem is when they went in towards the plant, the thermite in which was planting the diffuser were currently in not. He did not had good amount of covers for the attackers there, in which led Ultra Instinct win that round. 3-0, a very strong lead for Ultra Instincts on defense, and looks like they're going to push their luck more. I mean, they are going to push their luck more often, as second floor kids will be the side. Sonic's thinking of going for an early spawn pick towards the street spawn. It's going to be a matter of time where the attackers push in to exact spot where Sonic is. Still try to contest it, but it would be best to not go for it. This is a lot of because there is a huge amount of gunfire being deployed from Virtuoso Esports, so it would be better for the Jaeger to reposition and fall back to a specific position. Talking about the deployable shield, we do see Goyo and the Smoke, a total of 3 deployable shields being used, in which the defenders will have good access. I wouldn't say good access, I would say good cover for the teammates to make sure they'll be able to hold their ground as best as possible. Although taking out the deployable shield should be their main objective for the attackers. They do have good amount of information from the Maestro, but next he's going to see the head of the IQ, sees the head, doesn't get the connect, and somehow IQ wins that gunfight with the Commando assault rifle, as not dejected will be the one getting the first drag on towards Ultra Instinct.
That's an oops, definitely an oops moment for the man. He saw the IQ before he even happened to, the IQ happened to see her, but hey, that was not exactly the luckiest moment for Nex. He's going to be sitting in the grave for the while. Let's see what the rest of the round happens to unfold. A minute and a half left. Wide, chilling very, very comfortably. Like he's in a jacuzzi, in fact, all the way on the side of top of the white stairs. Nothing that he's got to worry about. Nightmare is the one who's not exactly having a great time. So much of this attacker push is here, but Sonic will make sure he tries and keeps his team alive. Ocult doesn't want to take the fall, and Spix will come up with a double kill of his own. The Zofia making work happen, but she's unaware that there's another defender right up his alley. But here's a Rappel game coming in strong, and that's the cleanup, people. Virtuoso Esports will make sure they put round 4 on the board. We'll be taking a quick look at that beautifully, surgically executed round from this team. As we happen to take a look at that in the ACT Fibernet instant replay and come back to round 5, Virtuoso Esports finally putting a dent to that heavy advantage that Ultra Instinct tried to get up on. Just not yet. That's exactly what's up. Round 5 will be underway, and just as we happen to go ahead, it does happen to come down to the fact that yes, I'm getting to see Virtuoso Esports try and put up. Just come up with those pick by pick plays. They're making sure that they have very strategic positionings. That's exactly what we got to see from them. They were not overly hurried about getting the roam clear done and then making their way on the site. It was very simple. It was just find people, shoot them. That's all. That's exactly what they did. We didn't see an overemphasis of strats, and sometimes that's helpful. That's exactly what helped them. At least I believe so. We'll be headed ahead, and this is in fact the round before, 2 rounds before roll swap. So does happen to speak volumes of the fact that Ultra Instinct doing a good job so far as to capitalizing on the defensive rounds that they happen to come down. but it is still a shaky position that they happen to stand on. Even if we happen to walk away into round 7 with a 3-3 scoreline, it's a win-win for Virtuoso Esports. They could definitely take the defensive side in the second half and try and spin the balance in their favor. That's something that is still. I think I'll leave you to it, Baba, as we happen to go ahead into round 5.
Well, round 5 will proceed with Virtuoso Esports breaking the round win streak from Ultra Instinct on defense. We might be able to see them having a chance of equalizing the round from 3 to 3, and looks like it's Nightmare's turn to try to go for that spawn peek towards an armory window. Tries his luck. Unfortunately, won't be able to find one. He'll just proceed to fall back towards the site. Although talking about Ultra Instinct's lines of defense, it's a very anchored hold coming in. We don't see an extended roam. We don't see any particular roamers trying to use the C4 to either go for a C4 play. We don't see a Valkyrie being picked from the defenders, although it has not been banned. So having a Valkyrie pick towards on defense would be very efficient for Ultra Instinct, but looks like they don't need more intel. They just wait for the attackers to push in towards the side to just spring some traps with the C4s, smoke gas canisters, Vulcan shields, and hopefully make sure that the push and gunfights in which Virtuoso Esports make will be denied as soon as possible. Occult with a very aggressive peak, be able to eliminate the default cam, uses the air jab to make sure that the flanking opportunities would not happen. Although we don't see any drone works coming in from the attackers, in which they're just holding angles. They're just waiting for the defenders to make a mistake to hopefully make sure that they'll be able to eliminate one or two operators as best as possible. We won't see any flashbangs being thrown, although we do see an Selma breach charges to open up lines of sight towards the second floor kids, not on the attic, in which the defenders won't have to worry on that specific position. Although they do have to worry about the second floor trophy, white stairs, and the connector window, in which the Hibana is holding towards an angle. This is going to be a matter of moment where Ultra Instinct needs to waste a lot of time, and they're succeeding in doing so. Sonic being very patient, he's just waiting for the attackers to make a move so that he'll be able to get the kill. Talking about it, Spixo will be able to find one, but the shotgun will be able to get the refrag, in which Zofia goes down, leaving white stairs in the hands of Ultra Instinct.
It is definitely in the hands of Ultra Instinct. They're still looking at these crossfires that they have established for themselves as we slowly happen to approach the 9 seconds of this round, and that's exactly where where the bloodbath happens to come down. Not dejected, already finding a frag that does put them in the nice man-con advantage. But here's Sonic with the refrag right back in onto Occult. That's a good frag, and more importantly, a very impactful one, trying to stall the attack coming in from the armory side, from the trophy side, in fact. We've still got a 3v3 and only 30 seconds left. A C4 comes in, but that's Nightmare finding his team at Sonic. That's a very bad team kill coming in from the Goyo. Not the best of decisions to be making right now. 20 seconds left and to defend us to find Fubuki takes so much damage. That's the ace trying to go for the plan. He has his smokes, trying to cover his position, but here's the pre-fire and it does drop one and gets the kill onto another. That's a lucky peek for the Goyo, but also another hope for him to survive. And yes, he will. Ultra Instinct walk away with round 5. From that amazing spray that came out from the Vector, and just making sure that the Alda got the final frag from Pakora, man. What a cleanup Ultra Instinct, just barely making it out alive with that unfortunate C4 team kill coming in from his own teammate. Nightmare, not the best of strategies to be employing in the 9 seconds of a round, but hey, Ultra Instinct are still going to safely walk away with that. 4-1 is going to be the scoreline. We're headed to round 6.
Well, round 6, Basement Laundry, Ultra Instinct with a beautiful hold. Well, the Ultra Instinct, technically we did get to see a good demonstration of how Ultra Instinct works, right, at the time where Virtuoso Esports trying to go for that execute. Although it was a very good execute from the attackers, opening up the walls towards on second floor kids, eliminating the Vulcan shields. Although the push towards the site in which Nightmare was the one to eliminate 2 of those players, although there was a smoke being thrown out from the ace, taking out the Maestro's Evil Eye Cam. If the Zofia was still present, it would have been a better chances for them to win that round. Unfortunately, not having good amount of information for Virtuoso Esports let Ultra Instincts be in a very strong lead, 4-1, as we proceed to the final round of Ultra Instincts' last round of defense. The side will be on Basement Laundry, and talking about it, Foxy, it's we won't see a Sam Fisher being brought out, aka
Exactly.
according to the operator selection, they call it as 0. But for
Yeah.
me, it is Sam
But hey,
Fisher.
we're all the OG fanboys, right?
Yep.
We call him Sam Fisher, obviously. Well, I'm not. I'm just trying to be, I'm just trying to join the bandwagon right now because, hey, it's definitely I think the amount of badass that it just adds to call him Sam Fisher instead of Zero is just the reason why we call him that. Maybe that, but well, that more on that later. But definitely a point that I think Baba Goose happened to bring out that a nice information trade-off that you can make happen on the side of attack. Maybe the teams have not gotten time to experiment with him yet. Yeah, that's just the case. But hey, that out of the way. Let's see what we will have going ahead. Round 6, the last round before the role swap coming in. One thing I've got to talk about is Sonic is definitely playing quite the diversified roles. He's come out with the Echo first and then the Jaeger. And hey, I say the roles are different, but coming back to the second half of my sentence, his playstyle has been exactly the same. He's been using the yokai drones to straight up just get aggressive, and maybe that's exactly what you want to do with them now that they do get detected, and you can just see them, just right from your naked eyes. And that out of the way, already breaches are happening from the Hibana. Definitely something that the attackers will need right now is map control, but the defense are not going to stay quiet about it as they try and make this retaliation.
Well, deployable shields towards on boiler is what Virtuoso Esports needs to be careful, and also the roam in which Nex is doing. It's a very risky take from the Jaeger. So it's going to be a matter of time. The push comes in at the right moment, but doesn't get the connect as the Kaid ends Nex's flank rookie, which would make in a very unfortunate 5v4 situation. Although there is a good amount of damage being made from Jaeger, in which it's just going to be a matter of moments where it's going to happen. Push comes in, Nightmare claims the life of Ash, is not dejected, goes down, trying to equalize the man count as Pix decides to push in towards the basement laundry stairs. They have information towards on Freezer that there is of my holding in. Sonic with a beautiful shot right from the basement laundry, eliminating Fubuki. Making it a very difficult situation for Virtuoso Esports yet again. Push comes in, another down from Sonic's MP5's SD as Occult eliminates Nightmare. Tries to make some amends, but it doesn't work out well as Pokora Man still holding strong towards on Freezer. As the Diffuser still down, they have good amount of information towards Freezer as well as on Basement Laundry, which leads to NJ all by himself, the last man standing in the meeting, just to fall down towards the electrical. And he has good amount of information. Smoke canisters being thrown to decrease good amount of damage towards the Hibana, followed up with the SMG-11 to end the life, giving Ultra Instinct a very strong lead on defense, winning round 6 Basement Laundry. As also we take a look at it in the ACT Fibernet instant replay, 5-1 to Ultra Instinct. As we proceed to the role swap round 7, where we will be seeing Virtuoso Esports on defense, whereas Ultra Instincts will be on attack. And very interesting enough, we'll be able to see second floor kids dorms will be the site in which Virtuoso Esports will be playing. We don't see any difference, although not dejected playing Doc will be an interesting situation, unless and until it will be a 6-pick, because most of the time my predictions will not always be right every single time. There you go. There we go. 6-pick again.
That I think I think yeah, bandit is something that they need for that that electrifying the walls and whatnot. And obviously he's got his gun as well. Definitely something that you can help with. But apart from that, love to take a look at the scoreboard. We're headed to round 7. That means the second half of this match. And look at that. Something I wanted to talk about. Sonic 9 frags already in the first half of this match. Pulling out the weight for his team, definitely putting in so much. And I've spent the last 20 seconds thinking of a bad joke I can make with his name. And all I could think of is Supersonic from Eminem's Rap God and Sonic the Hedgehog. So definitely not something I'm going to go with very evidently. And I'm just going to go ahead into this round. Round 7. That's right. We'll be underway. And hey, Virtuoso Esports, it's not like they've exactly been lacking a whole lot. And hey, there you go. Well, maybe that could be a blessing in disguise for Virtuoso Esports, as Ultra Instinct had just had a disconnection of one of their players. So that means that it's going to be a 4v5, at least until this round happens to transpire.
Well, Ultra Instincts will be the one on attack. Sadly, with one of the attackers, one of the team on the side of Ultra Instincts has unfortunately been disconnected. Just so Esports will be in a very good position, knowing that it is a 4v5 unless and until if the attack works out well in their favor. We do see Nightmare with the Maverick, making sure that there won't be any flank opportunities, with Void placing those air jabs to make sure that Maverick completes his job towards the attic. An interesting push coming in from, actually I wouldn't say push, but oh, look at that, he'll be able to find the Legion but doesn't get the confirmation just yet as he survives falling back. Decides to challenge the Nomad, in which it won't be a good idea, and it's just going to be a back and forth gun. I mean, it's just going to be a back and forth bullet traversal in which both of them are trying to find the head of a particular player. NJ, not exactly a good idea, but he gets it anyways. Eliminating Void, making it a very difficult situation for Ultra Instinct as they are one man down, and it is an unfortunate 3v5. With the mute jammers being placed, whoa, that was a very risky take coming in from Fubuki. Placing those mute jammers will be very difficult, knowing that the ace needs to pick back the Selma breach charges, go back to the classroom and eliminate those mute jammers so that they'll be able to eliminate it as soon as possible. We don't see any hold towards on the classroom, but we do see the bandit. He's just making sure that there won't be any flank opportunities. Fubuki still sees one, doesn't get the connect just yet, as he has to reload the SMG-11. The mute jammer been destroyed, and Ace will continue his job opening up the second floor kids wall.
Well, one thing I could not help but notice is the fact that the bandit is carrying around a battery in his hand. No, well, not the most pleasant of sights, but hey, Nexus has returned. That's something Ultra Instinct is definitely going to be happy about. But no, the bandit has been spotted on the flank from a drone. There's only Sonic and Nightmare alive, and as I speak about it, Sonic is going to bite the dust. It's all down to the Maverick. A 1 versus 5. Can this man pull it off? Nightmare taking so much damage. He's already sacrificed his teammate before with a team kill. This is his moment of redemption. The first kill won't come out through. Fubuki will make sure that he shuts him down. An almost flawless run coming in from the side of Virtuoso Esports. A very good attempt from Ultra Instinct as they happen to crumble now under the defensive structure of what Virtuoso Esports has brought on table. This is exactly what I talk about, Baba. You come to Oregon, this is what we get to see. Oregon on defense, very comfortable. You just have to play your cards right, and that's exactly what Virtuoso Esports did. And hey, that's exactly what Ultra Instinct did as well. A quick look at the scoreboard as we happen to go ahead onto round 8. Let's see what's underway.
Basement Laundry will be the site for Ultra Instinct to defend. Do see good amount of 6-pick from both the teams. Next, switching from the Jackal, a very good operator, because most of the time when it comes to roaming capabilities, although especially in the match that I'm going to witness, we don't see any hard roamers who decides to hold the site. Although I did see one of them, that was Occult. When the site was on second floor kids, he was the one who was trying to do the flank duty. I did see him traversing towards the big tower basement stairs to make sure that he'll be able to get at least 1 or 2 kills, but with Ultra Instinct having no response and no action to take care, knowing that they were in a very unfortunate 3v5 situation for them. So maybe with the teammate coming back to the scene, Ultra Instinct, they need at least 2 points to get a victory against Virtuoso Esports, unless and until Virtuoso makes a very good comeback, in which on a map like Oregon, we are bound to see some mistakes as well as some clutches being made from these some clutches has been made from these teams. So in a game of Siege, anything can happen. As we proceed to the action phase, next we'll spawn towards the streets, making sure that there won't be any spawn picks coming in. Surprisingly enough, Virtuoso Esports, they're just making sure that they're just gonna wait for the attackers to push in towards the site, so they'll be able to eliminate them with the help of either flanking or with the use of intel, in which they'll be able to use some particular explosives to eliminate them. Good use of the drone from Ultra Instinct, finding exactly where the Jaeger's positioning is. He's currently holding towards the kitchen, and he needs to be prepped up and prepared. Looks like he's just going to fall back towards the meeting room, try to contest the attackers from that exact location. He might be able to get a wall bang kill, but him having less amount of information, and the drone works, in which already been pushed out. Occult is still in the meeting. He is not aware, not sure, but that drone being eliminated, they know I mean, the Jaeger needs to be prepped and prepared. So the push comes in from the big tower. Next deals a lot of damage, but in the end, he gets taken out right towards the big stairs. Actually, the big tower stairs as the Occult goes down, making it a 4v5.
Well, 4v5 is what we're looking at right now. One man deficit. That is exactly what it looks like. The Jaeger getting. I think that was a little not so well thought out roam strategy coming in from the side of the defense. There's only the Jaeger, no support at all. It just had to come down to that fish in a barrel movement, and that's exactly what happened. Ultra Instinct, kudos to them to making sure that they happen to flush him out properly. As already the Maestros pushes here. Nexus pushing so close on the side. Does he see the Maestro? No. Wait, what? Wait, does he not see the Maestro right now, right in front of him? Look at that. Oh boy. Oh, that's the Echo, rather. Excuse me. It's just that both of them do happen to share very similar utilities. I got a little confused. The Echo somehow. All right, that was a very huge oops moment, but Void meanwhile is going to keep the action up. Pixie, they want to take the fall. The push-up is in from the Ace. He swings in one and he gets the kill on the Maestro finally. There we go. Pagoda Man sticks the plant and Nightmare sticks his bullets into the body of NJS. That's going to be Ultra Instinct, making sure they get another round on board with this amazing attack push that just came in from them. Look at the quick take on them, just going very slow until a certain point into the match and into the round. The moment they got the chance, pushing Virtuoso Esports into the corner and pouncing on them. That's exactly what they did. Oh, definitely a very ferocious attack I just got to witness. 6-2. That also puts them on match point. Let's see if they happen to seal the deal right here, or will we see a possible comeback from the side of Virtuoso Esports?
Well, match point for Ultra Instinct, Basement Laundry. Actually, first floor kitchen will be the site. Interestingly enough, we do see some six picks from both the teams. Pixies changing from the Warden to Castle, whereas next we'll switch from the Hibana towards Jacqueline. Interesting six pick from the Castle. Very excited to see on what placement does the Castle's armor panel will work out to. Maybe a double door towards the White Stairs window to make sure that the push would not happen from there. Maybe a hold towards on server to make sure that they'll be able to try to contest with the attackers who decides to push in towards the meeting hall. And for now, talking about Virtual Esports' line of round wins, we do see them winning only one round of attack on second floor kids and one round of defense on second floor kids in round 7, with first floor kitchen and dining room being the site. We are going to be able to see some extended drone coming in from Fubuki as Alibi uses one of her impact nades to make access way towards big towers, and with that the action phase will proceed for Ultra Instinct's match point for them. And with the attackers having a total of 2 hard breaches and next be able to get good amount of information with this help of the Inox scanners. We will see whether they'll be able to eliminate those players one by one through gunfights, or will we be able to see some C4 kills or nade kills coming in from on the side of defense. Although the nade kill is actually from the attackers, from the defenders using utilities at their best would be viable for them.
Definitely. First things first, I've got to talk about is Baba Gusta. You somehow happen to look at your notes and talk about the round history of the match. I'm getting conscious because I started off with my notes as well, writing the round history. But after the second round, I ended up making cartoons on it. I'm just kidding. I've got the round history right here, people. As already the action is beginning. Void has picked up the kill on the Fubuki. And that's going to be an interesting one because we already got your I would say your flank watcher getting the first kill, and that means your flank watch is something that is happening perfectly well. Just need to work. Oh boy, Capkin was running around with a drilling machine in his hand. Definitely not the. Oh, look at that. Look at the man go. He's out for the carpentry work around Oregon today. He's going to fix your shelves and he's going to make sure they are unbreakable. That's what Capkin is up to right now. He has left Team Rainbow and he has become a carpenter. Now that's just a joke, obviously. As already we are seeing the push happen of 5 versus 4, the defense crumbling under the attack, and look at that. The man has got it all. Perfect slab, but will not be alive for long. Sonic will make sure he shuts them down. Not dejected. Will get ejected out of this match. We've got a 3 versus 5 still established. A lot to fight against, honestly, for the defense if they want to stay alive and kicking. But 6-2 looking like a very, very scary moment for them. Definitely on the brink of feeling like that they're losing this. Got to fight 5 bodies that are slowly closing in on them. Void still making the push happen along with so much drone work that I'm getting to see. Spixie, meanwhile, he'll go for a quick rotate and a possible flank from the attic. And here's NJS as well. The Jaeger, definitely that voice does get heard out. Pakora, man, going for the plan. A possible push is imminent. And there you go. The push comes in, but the peak is won. That fight does get won by the Jaeger. A quick kill did come in from NJS. That's a double kill. And here's another fight that Spixie will make sure he wins. He's taking so much damage, and that'll eventually be his death. A 1 versus 1. That is, NJS has just converted himself for the quad kill. That is exactly what he's looking for. He's got himself a 1v3 so far. He does not know where Sonic is. This could be the perfect moment. Or does he? The pre-fire comes in and now his position is being given away. But the Jaeger still a little too confused. Sonic not able to take advantage of that moment at first, but he'll finally get that headshot. And that was people Ultra Instinct getting the final round on board. And that was them winning on match point. First match of the qualifiers for Season 3 will go to Ultra Instinct on a 7-2 scoreline. And a very, very good scoreline, honestly. Very definitive, very good, dominating start for Ultra Instinct. But hey, I wouldn't bank too much on them because they've still got a whole lot of matches coming up after this.
Yeah, I mean, starting off with the first match, Virtuoso versus Ultra Instinct, a very good match, 7-2, with Sonic having 12 kills.
Oh boy!
My God, 12 kills on a 7-2 map. Oregon is it's a very insightful to see. Although we did get to see some disconnections happen. I mean, it's just connectivity issues, but I'm glad that we didn't get to see any rehost, in which the team did, however, came back to the game, played all as they got, and they did performed extremely well, especially on Ultra Instinct's defense. They've been absolutely on top. So how about let's just analyze it and take a look and relive the moment and check to see on what kind of problems did Virtuoso Esports were doing at that moment.
Definitely. Reliving the moment is, in fact, my best segments as to what we happen to do towards the end of every match, as just happening to give a sense of what both these teams brought on board. It's a no-brainer, man. We've seen Oregon so much. We've seen Clubhouse so much. We get to see all of these maps played out every single day because, hey, the Rainbow Six Siege action at TEC happens every single day. So there is always this new little element that these teams happen to add up to. And that's exactly why I love this element. You know, we just get to see what they happen to bring on board. Speaking of this, look at this. Sonic was very aggressive with the echo that he brought on board, and I don't blame him. Really well played. That is what happens to define that very dominating 12 kill stance that he happened to put on board after the match happened to end. But hey, it is not just about Sonic. Ultra Instinct and implied so much more work into their information trade-off rather than just happening to take gunfights or trying to establish a roam clear. Everything for them was based off intel, and that's something I admire about a team. But I still feel like Ultra Instinct is a little too quite ironically, a little too slow as to how they seem to be adapting. But that's just me and my 2 cents on it. Babu Gusta, what are your thoughts on this match in specific, that is?
I mean, talking about Virtuoso Esports, they did, however, made at least one win on attack. They made one perfect attack coordination on second floor kids round 4. After that, we didn't see Virtuoso Esports try to defend anything because they could not handle the aggression in which Sonic was giving. Especially one time when he was playing as, every single time when I see Sonic playing as the Jaeger, you always see him either go for a spawn peek towards on Army Locker's window or on the big tower's entrance, in which he did try to eliminate one or two of them. And also we did see Nightmare trying his luck towards an Army Locker's window, try to get at least one or two.
Whoa. Nightmare did not try his luck. What Nightmare did is kill his own teammate. We did see unfortunate team kill coming in from the man, but hey, I don't blame him. It's just for the gags.
Yeah, I mean, talking about it, Virtuoso Esports, they didn't have any problems dealing with the only one or two attacks. And then, I mean, the entire round, it was just Ultra Instincts all the way. The amount of flank opportunities that did arrived, the number of impressive holds that they made, not even using any roamers to hold towards on first floor meeting room or towards on kitchen, it's actually quite an impressive one, because most of the time, a very anchored hold towards the site is not a good idea for the defenders. But even with the Ace Salmo bridges opening up, even with the smoke, the smoke being thrown out, they did, however, manage to win a lot of points on defense, especially on attack. They didn't had any problems dealing with Virtuoso Esports' line of defense as well. And for Virtuoso Esports, when it comes to gun plays, they need to make sure that they have good amount of information. They did have Maestro with the evil eye cams to provide useful information, although it wasn't placed at the right time. And this was the last round where First World Kitchen was the site. The Castle did try his best with the flank coming in towards on first floor meeting, but he did not have enough amount of information in which Ultra Instinct did win it out all around.
I think I couldn't have put it out better myself. Ultra Instinct definitely had so much more control as to what we usually get to see from teams, and that's something we love. Ultra Instinct really well played, and congratulations to them for winning their first match. That was quite the stuff coming in. And hey, we just got the information from the admin, that is Aizen, that the next match that we've got coming up right after this, it's going to be on Cafe. And speaking of Cafe, it's going to be an interesting series. I would say a series of matches that we get to see, but Cafe is a map that I'm definitely looking forward to, especially with Fatal Flaws and Yakuza Esports coming up to fight on it. That being said, we'll be taking a quick break. That's me, Foxtrot, and Babagusta signing out. In just a short while, we'll join you with another match right here, right now. Not right now, but yeah, in a while, I just said, at the Esports Club Pro League. Hey, see you guys in just a bit. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the WD Black the Esports Club Pro League for Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft in association with ACT Fibernet and AFK Gaming. I'm your host once again, Foxroy, joining you with my co-caster Baba Gusta and our beautiful admin Eisen, as we are here to witness the second match of the day. That's right, Season 3 qualifiers are already underway. The open qualifiers, where everybody gets to have a chance, gets to have a piece of the pie of the league, of the pro league for that matter. In fact, Yakuza Esports versus Fatal Flaws is exactly what's up on our screens next, as we just happened to go out before the last match. We'll be headed into the match very quickly as we happen to go underway with Cafe. But before that happens to come up, Baba Gusta, what do you happen to say as we are headed to a very long favored and preferred map of this league for that matter? Cafe, once again, the bans are already underway. Please walk us through this.
Well, thank you so much for that, Foxy. And talking about map, Cafe Dostoevsky will also be an interesting one, knowing that we did see numerous amount of nerfs and changes with the recent patch now that I did even discussed it in the first match, which was which was Virtuoso Esports against Ultra Instinct on map Oregon. This time on map Cafe, it will be an interesting one because we do see similar bans on the attack as well as on defense, but it's the last defending ban which is going to be the interesting one, as Fatal Flaws will ban the Melusi. As at the end of ban phase, we will see a Thatcher, Montaigne, Mira, and Melusi being banned on map Cafe Dostoevsky. We will proceed to the first round, introducing the rosters of Yakuza Esports, where there'll be the one on attack: Nuke, Yashoda, Poseidon, Cheesy, R Skywalker. And on the side of Fatal Flaws, we have Rogue Bay, X10, Angry Ang, Dank, and Fallen. As we proceed to the first round, third floor bar will be the side. An interesting pick coming in from Fatal Flaws right out of the bat. And just as I was talking about it, it's going to increase it yet again. Fallen with a 6 pick, switching from the Caviera to the Maestro. The Alda, which proves to give information as well as denial of the plant. We will proceed to the first round, third floor bar. And talking about the attackers, pick on operators, the Capitao with the smoke and the fireballs, which proves to be quite efficient when it comes to execution phase. All Capitao needs to do is to get information on where exactly the positioning is and make sure they'll be able to eliminate them as soon as possible. With the Angry Ant playing as the Jaeger and also a huge nerf which has been happening, I believe we might not be able to see a piano, a very good piano hold. Although the Vamai is not banned just yet, you might be able to see a hold of piano, one on freezer and one towards on path, making that angles being placed from the defenders in which the attacker needs to worry about when they're trying to rappel in towards the window. We do see Dank with the deployable shield, Rogue Bait towards the Shaiko spot, making some rotation towards the Shaiko spot toward G Cocktail Lounge as we proceed to the action phase, as the attackers will spawn towards their respective positions.
That's right, the action phase will be underway on round one. One thing I've got to point out is that we've seen teams come out with the East grapple push so many times back to back. And hey, look at that, Poseidon with the LMG on the Capitao. That's something I haven't seen in a while. Really respect the man of culture, in fact, Poseidon running that LMG. Also, not to confuse this Poseidon with the now Demon's Force Poseidon that was formerly in the UG. This is the Poseidon from Yakuza Esports, that's right. So, that out of the way and confusions apart, we've already got some explosions coming out, and that's just the destructive, I would say, habit of the attackers making their way in as they happen to just make some headway, just making sure that everybody's taking the same hatch and possibly getting some drone walks in very, very soon. Selma breaches will come out as we're headed into this 1.5 minute marks very slowly, but Angry Ang is definitely looking to find something for him, and that possibly will be a frag, as we know how Jaegermans happen to get so ecstatic. Playing for that utility combo right now, the Wamai and the Jaeger, we still do get to see, answering that question for Baba Gusta, the cigar hold with the Wamai. Definitely something you can make use of. You've got an ADS for yourselves as well. It's not too bad, but it's definitely not very comfortable either. The Goyo shield has got to be something you've got to be scared of. And yes, as we do happen to go ahead into this match, it's going to be turn of events and how things turn around, and that's what I'm here to find out.
Well, the piano repel from the Zofia, trying to take out at least one of the utilities, but also do need to be careful of the Maestro's evil eye camps. In which still they'll be able to spot a total of 2 attackers who did drop in towards the red stairs. The first frag comes in, and it's going to be Angry Ang taking out Cheese, an impressive kill right towards the cigar hatch. Won't be Yakuza won't be happy about this, as the Nomad has been eliminated. Where this still they do have a total of 2 to 3 more of those air jabs. And talking about it, X10 goes wild, eliminating 2 players who did try to enter towards the piano, making it a 2v5 situation. Yashoda and Poseidon, the Zofia and the Capitao, who they still have those fireballs, as well as the other balls won't be able to see the Maestro's evil eye cans, and Dank with the SMG-11 to get that perfect kill, eliminating Yashoda, which leads to Poseidon all by himself on the hatch of the cigar. The air jabs will be able to give a good amount of information, but in the end, they don't have enough amount of time, and neither does the man count, and it's just going to be a flawless victory coming in from Fatal Flaws. A flawless round on the first round, eliminating the teams of Yakuza Esports, winning on third floor bar. As we take a look at it in the ACT Fibernet instant replay, we will proceed to round 2. A strong start on the side of defense, as first floor kitchen service and kitchen cooking will be the site.
That's exactly where we're headed to: kitchen service and kitchen cooking. One thing I'd still like to point out: the attack is a little too stalled out, rather, if I may say, distracted as to what they were trying to bring out of that round, and that's exactly what costed them. But a good play from Fatal Flaws, very fatal at least as to how the first round has started. We'll see Rogue Bay coming in with the 6-pick Bandit to the Alibi and the Cabot out to the Buck. Bringing in the Buck is definitely a good option as you happen to move ahead into this. And just as we happen to see Bakery and Kitchen as a site being approached with so much more soft breach that happens to be emphasized from the top floors. So that kind of pressure establishment from Yakuza Esports is what is needed just to make life living hell for Fatal Flaws on site. That is going to be something that we might get to see. We've got the Nomad ready to beat others as well, along with the Zofia. So yes, all of that soft breach is definitely on mind for Yakuza Esports. But let's see if they happen to make that happen successfully or not. Indefinite roam game. In fact, Rogue Bay and Angry Ang looking like they might as well get out of sight to try and just try and reach out their hand and see what they can find in their grasp. Maybe try and come out with their own play is what I mean to say here. They might be able to pick up some early kills and just walk back to side. That's an ideal position for you to be in, at least as to what you happen to be on the side of roam play from defense. As we'll be seeing the Maestro good intel, at least as the attackers happen to move close to side, is going to prove out to be very influential as where the round does happen to take turn to.
Well, for Yakuza, they either have the option to clear out the third floor, in which Rogue Bay is currently holding on. For the attackers, getting the control on Train Museum would be efficient, because that's the reason why you do see a six pick from Poseidon as he switched from the Capitao to the Buck, in which he has to make some lines of sight, vertical lines of sight, which will be able to eliminate at least 1 or 2 defenders. And talking about Fatal Flaws as lines of defense, we do see 2 roamers, Rogue Bay in the Alibi and Angry Ang with the Jaeger, who is still holding on towards the second floor pillars, I believe. The Dronauts will be able to give useful information to the attackers, and maybe they'll get good amount of information on where exactly Rogue Bay is holding on to, or either the Jaeger. With the Zofia dropped towards the Skylight Stairs, Rogue Bay is prepped and ready. He knows that there is one player pushing in towards the Train Museum. A lot of information is being shot down. Nomad doesn't see where exactly the Alibi's location is, and he will be taken out. The Cheesy goes down, making it a 4v5 situation as Poseidon is inside the third floor cigar room. With Rogue Bay, be able to hear the noises of those footsteps. He actually sees the head. He actually gets the confirmation. Double kill with the MX4 Storm, but for him, it's best to be wise to fall back, knowing that he has less amount of HP and the air jabs, which gives good amount of information. The Jaeger is making sure that Alibi goes back towards the site unharmed and safe. And Nuke will be able to find one, but loses to that gunfight. with the Jaeger, which should make it in a very uncomfortable 2v5 situation.
Well, make that a little more comfortable as Yashoda will make sure he gets a frag onto the Jaeger. That'll be one, but there's a triple from Rogue Bay. The less HP does not really matter until for this gunfight. Zofia will make sure he gets that refrag. It's been the only double kill from the side of the attack. Don't really blame them. Yakuza Esports once again off to a rusty start, at least in this round, giving away too much leeway to their own players. And there you go, the Maestro will finish the job for Fatal Flaws, and he'll make sure that Yashoda takes the fall. The Zofia goes down, and we'll be taking a quick look at that in the ACT Fibernet instant replay as we're headed to the next round. Speaking of which, Fatal Flaws once again. All right, one thing I've got to point out: Fatal Flaws sounds so much like a Power Rangers installment. You know, it's like the next Power Rangers coming up. Power Rangers Fatal Flaws. So much like that. You know, gives me that feeling. And but hey, jokes aside, definitely very good start as to how they happen to have shown us so far. At least they've been dominant. It's not just that they've gotten the early advantage. 2-0 is definitely nothing, at least as to how Rainbow Sixes has happened to show us so many turn of events. But hey, a definitive lead from them, a very strong lead, in fact,
Defenders,
always
protect your
staying
bombs
in
from being
control
defused by
of the
attackers.
situation is what I've gotten to see from Fatal Flaws. And let's see if they can keep that up as they happen to go to Dining and Library for the next site.
Well, this time X10 will be using the Valkyrie instead
by
of
attackers.
the Alibi. Although it was Rogue Bay who picked the Alibi at that exact moment, getting those 2 kills, one towards the train museum, one at the hatch of the piano room, I believe. Getting those 2 important kills did have a lot of problems for Yakuza Esports to even deal with the site in the first place. Not having the control on first location, they did made a good decision saying that, look, there is 2 roamers who is holding
seconds
respectively towards the site, one in which was the Alibi in the 3rd floor,
Attackers are
and the
heading
second
out.
which was the Jaeger who was holding towards on pillars. Which as we proceed to the action phase, I believe we don't see any extreme hold coming in towards the 3rd floor cocktail lounge or at the piano room, in which the attackers have a good amount of opportunities to make lines of sight with the use of their breach charge. And talking about breach charge, Ash unfortunately had a nerf in which the flashbangs were taken out, and now she has a claymore. But followed up, she has an extra breach charge in which Ash has a total of 3, in which she'll be able to take out much more utilities, can be able to make good access, good soft wall, soft breach capabilities, and she is still viable. I'm not saying that she's not. She is very viable, and also a very powerful gun, the R4C, which gives very tough, which makes life easier for the Ash in a very tough situation. But for now, focusing on the match, the attackers will now head on towards the 3rd floor red stairs, in which the Nomad will place the air jabs to make sure that the flank in the late amount of rounds would not happen. X10, on the other hand, towards the pillars, the attackers will now proceed to make a full frontal push towards the 3rd floor cocktail. Doesn't see a C4 from the pillars, in which X10 takes one takes the other, and already chaos is brewing up, making it a 3v4 situation. 1 minute 35 seconds left for the attackers. Not having that man count advantage is not looking good, and it is getting much more worse. Angry Act eliminating Cheesy, which would force Yakuza in a very difficult 2v4 situation.
A difficult situation indeed, as Nuke has taken so much damage that he's been downed and out. X10 with the double kill. He's looking for his triple. He's going to do some damage, and the headshot connects. Skywalker will not be left alive anymore. He's going to make sure he gets that frag, the MPX. This is exactly what I talk about, people. What a beautiful shot coming in from X10. We'll be taking a quick look at the last few seconds of the round in the ACT 500 instant replay. As that did happen to come out, one thing I've still got to point out: really good stuff from Fatal Flaws once again, as they've definitely brought out so much more than just the coordination between them. We're getting to see them and imply a very disciplined holds and setups coming in on the side of defense. That's something that I see qualifiers teams lack. But hey, Fatal Flaws do happen to come back with a little bit of history from our previous league as well. So it only can make sense that they know exactly what they're doing, and we'll be seeing a Warden pick come out from X10. I'm not sure as to what we'll be seeing him hold, at least as of now, as we'll be headed to round 4. And looking like a very good early advantage for Fatal Flaws to just bank upon. Even after the second half of this match, after the 6th round, it's going to be a good position they'll be able to play on at least now. 3-0, looking good, looking comfortable. But how long is that comfort going to last? Yakuza Esports definitely looking to try and push that barrier that has been stopping them. X10, once again, is we do see him playing on Cocktail. That means his position most possibly could be on the side of Cigar. That's what I expect out of it. But hey, we've seen Yakuza Esports try and dump so much more utility that I think X10 mightn't try extend his suicide capabilities here into trying to hold down Cigar, because I don't see walking away with an operator like Warden. It might not work out well for him. At least keeping in mind with the ADS nerf to the Jaeger.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, Foxy. And talking about the numerous amount of nerfs that Jaeger had, poor guy, he is still the most played operator in the history of Siege. Jaeger considered to be one of the most dangerous operators on defense, and not being able to pick on any matches would have a higher chances for the defenders to lose to a particular, to a particular round, as I like to call it. But for now, we do see the ward playing towards the piano. He had a double shield, he's holding it towards the piano, and Tank holding towards on Freezer. Interestingly enough, we do see Fallen with the AA shotgun instead of the Alda. Very interesting pick. I mean, although even the alibi has.
I don't really blame him, honestly. Coming back to the destructive power that the shotgun just happens to bring out. And hey, it's a good gun to hold on to. We'll be seeing the kills come out. Meanwhile, though, and that'll be Poseidon getting a frag and getting refragged right back in from X10. There you go, the Warden coming up with the kills. Fatal Flaws will make sure that the refrag comes right back in. A 4 versus 4 re-established back into plays as Fallen. He's just trying to find his prey right now. There'll be nobody peeking him. We've still got the push from the Zofia happening. And they go already exchanging strikes with the Jaeger. He's taking some damage, but he's on a mission right now. The mission to stop the movement in the breach. He'll be able to do none of that. But here's X10 with the play, people. Gets the triple kill, reloads, and just falls back to the shield. And here's Angry Yang to add up to the damage and finish that up. Fatal Flaws will make sure that they come out with everything that they've got. And look at that beautiful cleanup. The triple kill from X10 and Angry Yang just to add up a little more spice to it with that double kill finisher. Round 4 goes to this team once again. Yeah, I don't know if this might be a derivative of a Power Rangers franchise term or not, but it definitely has come out to be a very bouncy approach to what we just got to see. Round 4 was theirs to take, and very rightfully so, 4-0. As we're headed to round 5, kitchen service and kitchen cooking is once again going to be the site.
I don't want to be mean to Yakuza Esports, but I just saw a total of 9 breach charges. Yashoda with the breach charge, Cheesy with the breach charge, and R Skywalker with the breach charge. The Blackbeard, the Zofia, and the Nomad. And I just wanted to ask, it would have been better to have at least a flashbangs to deny the ADS, followed up with the Ash breaching charge to open up any deployable shield. And talking about Yakuza, we don't see any of that being happen. We don't see any denial of the utilities. We don't see any utilities being removed from the defenders. They're just only relying on gun plays, and that gun plays is not working out for them. Yes, they do have information. Yes, they do have those drone works, which would provide them information. But if you don't remove the defender's utility, how would you get inside the site? You don't even see anybody to
Can I just interrupt you there, Baba Gusta, for a while? What we also don't see from Yakuza Esports is the ability to stay alive.
Yeah,
they've been getting picked up a little too early, man. I've got to be honest. Like Fatal Flaws, they wait out for a very good window of time and just happen to play on their strengths. Yakuza Esports not able to crack that time window and not able to make sure that their push is efficient. That is a barrier that I think they're not able to push. And hey, I think that is something that we've not been able to see from them so far.
mean, I totally agree on it, Foxy. And talking about the first floor kitchen site, the total of 6 breach charges that I saw right now, hopefully we might be able to see some vertical line of sight being deployed from Yakuza Esports. First and foremost, getting the control on third floor and second floor would be viable for them. And Ash, I believe Ash will be all by herself, try to eliminate Rogue Bay, in which she is trying to hold on towards the third floor piano. Repelled in, and now he's entered, try to eliminate Rogue Bay, but he's going to fail. My oh my, looks like Yakuza Esports is not having a good day at all. Rogue Bay with the first frag, taking out Ash, which leads to in a very uncomfortable 4v5 situation. Although we do see a total of 4 players decide that, you know what, since there is 2 players holding towards the third floor and second floor, let's just go on for a full-on frontal push, and it should be able to get at least 1 or 2 kills. A good use of the Ace's Selma breach charges to make sure that the bakery push would, Fallen, who is apparently holding towards the bakery side, would try to force his positioning, and I believe there is a mute jammer which is not allowing Ace to open up that specific wall. Talking about X10, he will now proceed to fall back in the second floor pillars as Yashoda. He's just trying to eliminate the Valkyrie, which he did get those information, but he doesn't have that information currently, in which Valkyrie, the Valk she's actually thinking of going for an extreme run out here. Actually, she's the head of the Nomad, claims the life, makes it a 3v5, and Yakuza is not looking too well.
Yakuza once again, not exactly playing to their strengths right now. They've a little too scattered all over the map. Is just putting them in an embarrassing spot. I don't really blame them as to how the round has panned out, but it's been their attacking team not exactly in cohesion with each other. Look at this, it's so much damage being done from Fallen despite taking so much himself. They're still swinging wide about this. He knows exactly where that attacker is, but it's just got a little more hard cover than you would expect. I still see Fallen going for the quick reload on the Alda this time around. Meanwhile, Zofia just going to be chilling around Yashoda, that is. Zofia making sure that the breach charges. There you go, Babagusta. Your questions have been answered. But meanwhile, Angry Ang will send Skywalker to his maker. A 2 versus 5. We're still got the push coming in, and there you go. A quick double kill comes in, and we will see a quick frag and a frag fest definitely for the side of the Fatal Flaws, and they've been enjoying this, I can say that for sure. Round 6 is already underway, 5-0. Would you look at that, Baba? Well, what a dominating scoreline we are getting to see. And qualifiers, I don't expect, I wouldn't really say we expect every match to go to overtime, but hey, it's definitely not something I expect out of the Yakuza Esports. Hey, they just look so much more confident. That's all I'm saying. Nothing else.
I mean, nothing else, Foxy. And in that previous round, how about we just try to, fix the mistakes what Yakuza is doing currently? Although when it comes to the operator specs, yes, Nomad is good for air jabs. Although having at least 2 player, one pushing from the red stairs and one trying to hold an angle towards the cigar, might give them the highest possibility to eliminate Vortex, who was holding from the third floor piano. Even if they do get 1 kill, you would always have that refrag, in which they would get the claim of the third floor. Now, getting the second floor clearance is not always a good, getting the main focus on the control on Train Museum would be their main focus for the attackers to make lines of sight, for the defenders to be in a very different positioning, in which the attackers, who's currently holding that angle right from the bar, will be able to at least eliminate 1 or 2, get the control on the site and go for the plant. And unfortunately, we didn't see anything from Yakuza. No usage of utilities again, no usage of intel, and not losing a lot of manpower, which has given Fatal Flaws a numerous amount of a very huge lead, and it is a higher chances where Fatal Flaws might be able to go for a flawless victory, 7-0. To proceed to the action phase, Yashoda yet again with the same of the Nomad and Poseidon will use the breach charge to open up an access towards the hallway of VIP. The Dronox will come in. Fallen knows that there is one attacker who decides to push in towards the white stairs. And looks like the first frag finally comes in. It's going to be Poseidon taking out Rogue Bay. That will be very important kill for Yakuza, as the Roamer will be eliminated. Although the Alda might be able to take him out, due to which the barbed wire made a sound in which Fallen eliminates Poseidon. Would have been better if the Ash tries to pull out the barbed wire first, decides to push in and get those kills. Mainly, she was technically worried about an aggressive push in which the Maestro might be able to do. With already in a 4v4 situation, still doable for Yakuza Esports as they're trying to get the control on third floor with an inverted rappel towards the white stairs to try to take out or eliminate the Jaeger who is holding the same exact angle in which the Zofia is doing.
That's right. The pushers got to come in from the side of the attackers. They'll make sure that the controlled environment that they put themselves in is turned and pushed a little further and eventually onto site for the plant. Nuke awfully close to the site, speaking of which, along with his teammates. So this could be a sneaky play that they just might be able to pull off the Maestro, thinking that the attackers are somewhere else. And yes, they are, in fact. The diffuser will be in the hands of Cheesy, and the Zofia is all the way on the side of Train and Museum. Entryway being established from the Nomad is just going to choose to ignore it for now. We don't see any proximity alarms going off in the distance, and that can only mean that we've got Extend watching that angle. That's exactly what I was trying to imply, that Fatal Flaws still making sure that every angle is accounted for. It's coming down to this weight game and that push from the attackers any moment now. And there you go, the Nomad just being spotted. Extend knows exactly what's up. He's just going to spot him, get that call out to his teammates, and fall back and wait for the action to happen. Maestro's all done. Coming out will be the first to go down. It'll be Cheesy. Fallen, make sure he gets a nice frag. 3 versus 4 as we headed to the heat at the moment. 20 seconds left. Nuke gets a frag onto Fallen. That's a good one. The Maestro's been shut down. Such a powerful frag. They could definitely attempt the plan, but Extend is still watching this doorway. The moment Skywalker happens to walk in, he's done and dusted. He's not still choosing to walk into it. 15 seconds left, and there you go. The walk-in comes in, and the kill as well. Extend gets a shutdown. A 2 versus 3 and a prone peak will get shut down by Angry Ang as well, and everything just working in perfect cohesion. And Extend just rubbing it in the face for Fatal Flaws as that, look at that. The Batman jump and then the knife. Very, very stylish finish to round 6 and into the second half of this match, round 7. It's been a flawless first half that we've got to see from Fatal 5. Fatal 5. There you go. I might as well end up calling them Fantastic 5 next. But hey, it's Fatal 5. Well, there you go. I was almost about to call them Fatal Flies, as I just happened to move away from this little confusion on the name. Definitely an amazing. Yes, jokes apart, an amazing first half dominated by Fatal Flaws. 6-0, a good first half for them. Will be headed to a possible opportunity of getting to see a 7-0 on stream tonight. That could be the case. I still am rooting for Yakuza Esports to happen to be on defense. They can definitely mend some stuff up. They can make some changes to what they were doing on the first half, because now you happen to take the advantage on Cafe of the side of the defense. If they'll be able to take that or not is exactly what I'm here to find out. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. First floor kitchen, the site will be given for Yakuza Esports. They need to make sure that they win a total of 6 defense rounds. It's just very difficult for them to even make a comeback.
10 seconds remaining.
To see a very early C4 made a vertical lines of sight.
5 seconds left before insertion.
Why? I mean, you could have asked a castle
Attackers
with
are heading out to defuse a bomb.
super shotgun to make vertical lines of sight, but you wouldn't need a C4 to make it. I mean, here's a weird coming in from Yakuza, because that is one utility already been wasted, and it could have been used to try to bait the attackers if they do decide to drop down right from the hatch of the cigar or on towards on red stairs. Using that C4 to make vertical lines of sight would not be a good idea for them. I mean, hopefully we'll see if that works out for them. But as we see Cheesy towards on second floor Train Museum, we will be the one who's going to hold the angles, and the attackers will now push in, making sure that there won't be any roamers who try to give those surprise attacks, as the drone-offs will come in to give good amount of information. So a single drone hasn't been destroyed just yet, which gives good amount of information on what exactly Yakuza plans to do against the attackers. And Dank trying to contest one. Angry Ang doesn't see the Jaeger and gets taken out. 5v4. Nuke eliminates Angry Ang, which would make Yakuza in a 5v4 situation. An early kill and a desperate need of an early kill as extend towards the pillars. He knows that there will be a wide stairs push. Just waiting for him to make a move so that he'll be able to get taken out. And just talking about it, he will be, as the refrag will come in from X10 as he eliminates Nuke, gives the entire third floor control to the Fatal Flaws, but their job's not done yet. They need to get control on second floor, make those vertical lines of sights, and force the defenders to be in a very different positioning so they'll be able to take out one by one. Drone works, a very good drone was coming in from the attackers. Will be able to give good amount of information as X10. The drone will be able to give information on where Cheesy's exact location is. X10 sees one but loses to it, making it a 4v3. Cheesy is just making sure that the control of second floor train museum won't go in the hands of Fatal Flaws as the push will come in. 4v3. Fatal Flaws is currently in the danger zone unless and until if they made a good recovery. Rogue Bait trying to eliminate Cheesy as best as possible as the flashbang coming to try to blind the operator, but unfortunately it does not work out well as the Cheesy gets one, but he unfortunately gets refragged onto Fallen, and which will now proceed to open up the hatch and proceed to push in towards the site.
Side push eminent from the attackers right now. 3 versus 2 that they can take advantage of, or rather the defense can take advantage of. Flashbangs coming out in. I would say that's just a call for help right now because we don't see Fallen and Dank walking out of this unpleasant. 10 seconds left, and there you go. The utility dump is in from the defense and the attack as the push is in. And are the kills in or not? That's the real question. The first one drops, and that's the Legion. Skywalker just around the corner waiting for the right moment. There's no right moment. It's got to be now, and it won't be because there's no plan coming out from Yakuza Esports. Or from Fatal Flaws, rather. Yakuza Esports will be putting the first round on board, excuse me. Just got a little too accustomed to saying Yakuza Esports on the other side that it was, in fact, them winning this round. We won't be seeing a flawless match come out. There you go. Our questions will be answered at least for now. We won't be seeing a 7-0 come out on stream, not today. That's exactly what Yakuza Esports had to say about the second half of this round. That being said, we'll be taking a quick look at the scoreboard. There you go. If you could, there you go. X10 with 12 frags to the man. So much work that he's been pulling, and definitely we've got just some more bits being added up from his teammates as well. Good team cohesion overall coming in from them, but it's been a little, I'd say a little dry on the other side of the scoreboard. That is on the side of Yakuza Esports. They're not exactly having a great time, but looks like they might just as well they might as well just be starting to enjoy this. Putting the first round on board. Let's see if this is a possible comeback situation we happen to look at here.
Well, third floor bar will be the site for Yakuza to hold. Impressive kills there from, I believe it was from Cheesy, who did play as the bandit, making sure that the control of second floor wouldn't be in his favor. With them using an interesting 6-pick where he switched from this from the bandit to the smoke, the SMG-11, the 3 smoke gas canisters, it proved to be quite efficient. And also, talking about shotgun, I just kind of realized to see that the spread of shotgun has been increased. I mean, I still remember when Neon Town was released, I was trying to get some kills with the shotgun, and I could not, mainly due to the fact that we might be able to see some shotgun nerfs coming in. So maybe that's the reason why smoke is equipped with the FMG-9 submachine gun. Most of the time, you would see a smoke making lines of sight or maybe making some rotation holes, but we'll see what's going to happen as we proceed to the action phase as the attackers are towards the roof, opening up doing their main job, taking out the hatches with the help of their breach charges, and hold an angle to make sure that there won't be any surprise attacks from the defenders. And talking about it, Tank with the Salma breach charges will open up the red wall, which gives them access towards Piano, and they start push in and make sure that they'll be able to get the control on Piano. Although we don't see any deployable shield being placed from that exact location, and neither does any lines of sight being prepped up. So for Fatal Flaws, it shouldn't be that much of a problem for them. The only problem they do need to deal with the angles that's been made from the defenders. A lot of explosions being used, maybe to try to take out or take out some utilities for the defenders, as Dank with the drone work will be able to detect that Nuke is holding from that deployable shield, as he'll be able to find one. Fallen with a quick piece trying to eliminate the Jaeger, as the Zofia, she'll be able to use one concussive nade and one impact nade to try to eliminate it. Talking about it, Newt will be currently in the danger zone. A total of 3 players are holding that exact same location, as Angry Ang will be the one to get one kill. Fallen gets the other, making it a 3v5 situation. Angry Ang sees Yashoda's exact location, but doesn't get the confirmation just yet. The pings will come in. X10 tries to push in towards the freezer, sees one, doesn't get the confirmation, and with it the time starts to fall down. 1 minute left for Fatal Flaws to make their move, as they're slowly towards the side.
Slowly gaining in control on towards side. We've got the push coming in, and more importantly, it's the commotion and the momentum that the round has put forward. Skywalker getting a frag, and a very important one. That'll be X10 shut down. The Ash who was spearheading the attack is now shut down, and that means Yakuza Esports can have a breather for themselves. A 3 versus 4, make that a 3 versus 3. Skywalker swings wide, he gets one, and Poseidon gets another. Fallen will be the one to go down. There you go, Zofia trying to get back in the game. A refrag comes in, but they've still got to find 2 more. Poseidon full on HP in a fight on White Stairs. He's doing some damage, in fact, to the attackers, but no, the Zofia misses on a sister, finally gets it. That's a triple kill for Angry Ang, and the finish up from Rogue Bay will make sure that Fatal Flaws will get this round win and get this match win for that matter. 7-1 will be the match victory. People will be taking a quick look at that in the ACT Fibernet instant replay. As what a match and what a series of matches that we've got to see. 7-2 and now a 7-1. Fatal Flaws definitely coming out very dominating. As hey, I might, before I call them Fantastic Five or something else like that, giving over the mic to Baba Gusta, as we did come down to see Fatal Flaws with a very good kill count from X10 and Angry Ang. Look at that, 12 frags and 10 frags each for themselves. So speaking of which, we did get to see stuff like this before from members of this team. So yeah, Fatal Flaws definitely coming out very aggressive and very strong in qualifiers. It's not a great day for Yakuza Esports, but hey, I wish them luck for the next open qualifiers. That being said, we'll be quickly going into reliving the moment that is the highlights of this match. That being said, it does come down to this segment being my favorite. I talked about this before as well. It's just that we didn't really have a whole lot to go around, at least about this match. But one thing I've still got to point out is Fatal Flaws, along with what they brought on board, is the fact that they could take away the advantage so much on the side of the defense that they made sure that everything went in proper cohesion between their teammates. That's something we didn't get to see from Yakuza Esports, as just happened to get their composure a little late into the round, but I'm afraid it was a little too late. It was these gunfights that Fatal Flaws were able to pick and win them. That's what was able to put them up in that little advantage spot, in that little window that they could just exploit out of Yakuza Esports, and they were just not able to get out of that corner. Being pinched, being cornered, it was Fatal Flaws making sure they get those defensive rounds in. And it's been a while, in fact, since I've seen a first half come out flawlessly, 6-0. But a dominating performance already, starting off from this roster into the qualifiers, open qualifiers of Season 3. Definitely a lot of stuff that I'll be expecting more from them. But hey, something I just cannot stop speaking about is X10 and Angry Ang. Look at that partnership from both of them. The way they just happen to swing around the rounds between both of them, despite we got to see this very desperate attempt of the Blackbeard coming in. Look at the teamwork that just came in on this round in specific. The triple kill from X10 to make sure he does more than just scaring damage. He does a very good triple kill, and then the double kill from Angry Ang. It just happens to speak volumes that it was just not this round, that the entirety of the match we saw both of these guys making sure that they do the heavy lifting for Fatal Flaws, while the rest of them can provide at least provide information and live off of it. That being said, anything else you happen to have to add about this match, Babu Gusta? That's all I happen to have to say about this, man. It was Fatal Flaws' show. That's one thing for sure. I mean, I won't be mixing my words over there, but it does come down to a rather sad loss for Yakuza Esports, losing 1-7. Not the best of scores.
And yeah, absolutely, Foxy. And talking about fatal flaws, they didn't had any problems dealing with Yakuza Esports line of attack. And speaking of which, Yakuza Esports, they have a lot of improvements that needs to be made, especially towards on attack. Instead of using a total of 9 breach charges, I mean it's better to use at least one flashbangs and one nades, in which you can be able to combo it all together. You know, using one nades to cancel one ADS, use one frag grenade to at least get one kill. If you can't win enough amount of gunfights, you can use some creative tools, some creative gadgets that can be able to shift the get those wins, and hopefully make sure that they'll be able to get those wins as best as possible. Gunfights isn't the only way in which siege can be won. It's also from utilities, which gives you the higher edge. And talking about Yakuza Esports, they were mainly towards on gunfights. They've given much more focus, much more thinking towards on how to use utilities. Maybe it wouldn't have been a 6-0, and we might have been able to see either a 3-3 or an overtime.
It could have survived a little longer. With that being said, Baba Gusta, honestly, it did come down to so many things that were fundamentally wrong, at least from the side of Yakuza Esports. But I don't really blame them. It's their shot at the pro league, and hey, it's not exactly all sunny out here. Somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. It's going to be Yakuza Esports trying their attempt in the next qualifiers in season 4. Hopefully, we'll get to see them there. But the next match coming up, it's going to be clickbait versus Team Heat. And once again, it's going to be on our good old cafe. But hey, it's Team Clickbait versus Team Heat. We've seen Team Heat before. They've put so many teams at the run for their money. So it's going to be an interesting match that we get to see because, hey, Team Clickbait, they've already got me interested with that title. I mean, hey, it's very pretty self-explanatory. It's Team Clickbait. I'm looking to see them play in this match. But hey, that out of the way and lame jokes apart, that'll be it from me and Babu Gusta, and we'll be seeing you guys on on the other half of this short break. See you guys and stay tuned. Now, what is up, everybody, and welcome back to the WD Black the Esports Club Rainbow Six Siege Pro League, supported by Ubisoft in association with ACT Fibernet and AFK Gaming. I'm your host, Foxtrot, and joining me is my co-host, Baba Gusta, with our lovely admin, Eisen, as we'll be headed to the next match, Cafe Dostoyevsky, and an amazing map that we happen to just talk about just in general, but it's going to be team heat fighting team clickbait on this match. So an interesting match of sorts, just team heat coming back and getting to see a taste of them. And we've definitely come out to see a very good roster that they definitely have to happen to hold. But guess what? Team clickbait, you might not find names too alien. They might be names too familiar. That's right. This is, in fact, a team consisting of players you've seen before in the league. And we'll be headed right into the match, taking us into ban phase. Baba Gusta, what do you have to say about it?
Well, talking about both of these teams, Team Heat and Clickbait, very interesting teams that be looking upon. So we might not be able to see a 7-2 or 7-1. So we might be able to see a very heated match, as we'd like to call it. Starting off with the ban phase, the Thatcher will be the one. Sad Mike Baker noises as will be the one. So unfortunately will be banned. And if you're wondering, Foxy, Mike Baker is actually the real name of Thatcher, followed with James Cauldron, who's the name of Sledge. So talking about the second ban phase, it's going to
You
be
know what, Baba Gusta?
yeah.
Colson Baker is the real name of Machine Gun Kelly. There you go. You throw one at me, I'm going to throw one at you. That's
All right. Wow, I just did not expected that, but damn, nice one. Anyway, starting off with the first defender bans, we do see a Vamai being
I mean, at some point we had to let that giggle out. So yeah.
yeah, we had to. I mean, I was just trying to control myself and focus on the ban phase, but damn, that reference though. Yeah. Well, that will be the end of the ban phase. Thatcher, Jackal, Vamai, and Mira. Vamai being the one which we might be able to see many of the players being banned, because a total of 4 magnets, which captures a lot of utilities for the attackers. Not having him would give an ease of access to taking out those deployable shield. But for now, let's have a look at this the rosters on the side of Team Clickbait. We have Teddy Oi, Zayam, Luxia, No X1, Kingslayer. Followed up with this side of Team Heat, we have Eagle Eye, Cypher, Amst, Calculated, Night and Soul. The side being on first floor kitchen. 6-pick comes in as Calculated switches from the Goyo to the Alibi, with the defenders having at least one deployable shield, in which the Alibi has. We will see a new form of strategies being deployed on the side of Team Heat.
Well, Team Heat, as we happen to talk about them, as they like to bring on the heat, will we get to see that today is what I'm looking to find out. It's good to see Calculated back into play. Honestly, it's something that I haven't seen him play in a while. It's good. It's good to see him back. And interestingly, wait, I just happened to notice this. AMST and Calculated happen to be in the same team, huh? All right, I'll definitely be having a conversation with Clancy after this. But hey, Cypher, Eagle Eye, we've seen these guys, we've talked about it, but what did I tell you, boys? Clickbait, we've seen them before from Team Haworks. That's right, Teddy Oi, Zam, Luxia, all of these very well-known names that we've already come across in the previous league. And hey, speaking of which, it's definitely going to be an interesting match. This match will pack a punch, that I can assure you. Because both of these teams, they have, well, I would say it's a tendency of not giving up. It's going to be an interesting match as we headed ahead into the action phase of this round.
Amst trying to contest a challenge against one particular player who's holding the angle. He's just trying to gain control on towards the bakery, whereas Eagle Eye will be the one doing some roaming duties. Cypher decides to fall back. Did try to go up against the gunfight, but Cypher doesn't even know that there is a Hibana holding towards on Fireplace Hall and gets taken out. Teddy Oi with the first frag taking out. Teddy Oi will now proceed to use her second use of Excaros Pellets to try to open up the hatch. Quite interestingly enough, we do see an impact trick being made from the defenders, in which a total of 8 Excaros Pellets has been taken out, but the Hibana still still has more than that she can afford. She can just keep on using those Ibana 6 Kairos pellets until the deployable shield is open. Talking about the gunfights though, it is 4-3 where Zam engaged in a gunfight, eliminating Eagle Eye. The Jaeger, knowing that holding towards Bakery would not be a good idea, knowing that they lost this, knowing that they lost towards on red stage, it would be just best to fall back to the side, try to contest at the main ground so that they'll be able to eliminate it as soon as possible. 4v3, 1 minute 20 seconds left. We do see Amps making some late deployments of the ADSs, which would reset the use. Looks like a lot of explosions being used to try to push away Knight and Solus currently in the boat room.
Attackers have located
Whereas
a
the
bomb.
attackers gain control on the side of Bakery, waiting for the defenders to make a move.
Defenders making a move here, but will get shut down with that explosion. Zam just blowing a Night Soul away as Kingsley falls to AMST as well. Zam is here to find another calculator. Will not survive, and Lakshya with the final frag. AMST gets taken down. Clickbait, team clickbait, in fact. Very ecstatic and nothing less I expect out of them. Lakshya, once again, this person does happen to be. Alright, so the track record that Lakshya happens to hold, he came in towards the end of the last league and he absolutely destroyed Division 3. It was the follow-up to what I happened to keep saying that, hey, Valiants had a same journey. They came in from Division 3, just not able to crack it until 3 seasons. Then we saw Dibjol come out with the highest number of frags ever in a division. And follow-up to that, in the next season itself, we had Team Havocs coming in with Luxia, and I'm not talking about Team Havocs just in general. I'm talking about Luxia. It's the fact that he's been playing such amazingly well, and what he happens to offer to this
Attackers
match.
need
And
to
hey,
locate
what
and
is
defuse
to
as
his
many
team?
bombs as
Bob,
they
I
can.
see you want to say something to me.
No, I was just very surprised that this is the second time. This is, I'm
Yeah.
just surprised to see that this is the
Attackers have
second
discovered
time
the location of
I'm
the
seeing
bomb.
a 6 pick where you do see a Warden being picked out. I mean, I'm
Hey,
quite
maybe Warden
curious.
is the go-to. Warden might just be the go-to for what we get to see the attackers bring out, and I
Attackers have located a
uh,
bomb.
don't really blame against it. You know, he does happen to offer so much more than just his James Bond
10 seconds
feel
left
to the
before
team.
insertion.
I guess that's what he happened to offer
I
before. But
mean, yeah,
hey,
talk,
with the changes happening in the meta, I'm definitely sure he's become more viable. That's one thing for
Attackers'
sure.
objective is to
So
I mean, it's-
that,
bomb.
yes.
I mean, it's just great
what?
to see that. Yeah, I mean, it's just great to see Warden has been picked on many occasions because with him having a deployable shield and have an access where in which most of the attackers what they use the flashbangs to try to deny those ADSs. So
Right.
if one of those flashbangs did get blinded out, Warden can eventually use his gadget to deny it, get that extra gunfight, and get those wins. So maybe that's the reason why we do see a Warden picks. That's the reason why that actually got me curious when it comes to meta.
Hey, like I said, not really against it, but definitely a little awkward to look at because usually we don't see a Warden come out. But hey, it's Rainbow Six Siege, man. What do I say? It's the metas always keep shifting. You got to adapt to it, and that's exactly what puts you up as to how you happen to approach to this game. That's what happens to bring out those big brain plays, as we like to call them, as we might as well get to see some of them in this match. That might just be the case. We've got to see so many amazing clutches come out from both of these teams' rosters, just as they happen to hold it. But so far, nothing. No early kills. Just happens to speak volumes that neither are the attackers a little too emphasized into taking this the frag heavy way, and neither are the defenders going awkwardly aggressive and overly aggressive. Oh, almost getting the frag onto Goyo, and yes, he will. AMST a little overconfident. A double peek comes in, and that'll be the refrag. Quickly done from Eagle Eye. Well done. Not for long. Right back in from Clickbait. Lakshya is going to make sure he gets that. The Ash making sure just happening to be around at the right place at the right time. And there's the double kill. Teddy Oy goes to get a frag, and he goes down. Calculated will be the one to shut him down. Some of breaches will come up or will get caught out as well. Not the best place to have them being deployed. I still got Night Soul and Calculated alive from the side of the defense. They've got to make this round counter. 2 versus 3 clutch is what is being expected out of them. The early round equalizer in this match. push-up from Ace is already in, and the bathroom control has been taken away, and he moves in onto Freezer. He'll be losing that fight against Malusi. A 2 versus 2, and Night Soul has gotten a lovely headshot to put his team in a very favorable position. Luxia still down below. His position's been given away. Kingslayer very low on HP as well. This is definitely going to come down to the wire as we are taking down with 20 seconds left on the clock.
20 seconds left, 2v2. This could go either on the side of Team Heat, and talking about that man count advantage, Kingslayer will be able to down the Warden, which leads to Night Soul in towards the Freezer. Sees one, cannot get the shot just yet. But the push comes in, he'll be able to eliminate one more, but in the end, Kingslayer, on the other hand, will get that good amount of refrag, where Clickbait will be the one winning third floor bar. As we take a look at it in the ACT Fibernet instant replay, round 2 goes to the side of Clickbait. And talking about their attack coordination, we did see some huge, I would say, a refrag gaming coming refrag game coming in from Clickbait, one especially from the sledge, eliminating the Goyo, even with the Eagle Eye, who did try to contest against the sledge towards the white stage. You did see Luxia pushing in towards the fireplace hall to get that instant reflag, in which they did succeed, forcing the defenders not having enough amount of man count. They did had the utilities, some spare utilities, especially the Melusi's Banshee deterrent, to give away a good amount of information, but couldn't just get the win. As we proceed to round 3, first floor kitchen will be the side 6 pick from Clickbait, as we do see a sledge being brought up. The side on first floor kitchen, we did see Clickbait winning it out without having any problems dealing with the side of Team Heat's line of defense, eliminating players one by one, getting the control on towards Bakery, and making lines of sight towards the second floor reading hall, with the defenders making some minor changes to their operators, as we see Night and Soul playing as the Valkyrie. The Val cams, which provides to give useful information. One cam will be placed towards the hallway of Red Stairs, which can be able to give good amount of information from Red Stairs as well as on the small bakery. Talking about Amst, the deployable shield, I wouldn't say deployable shield, 2 of the ADSs will be placed towards the bakery, and the alibi, in which we'll be able to place her deployable shield towards the bakery. Talking about it, we might be able to see some other operators, such as the Warden, alibi. Having those deployable shield in hand could be very viable, and maybe we might be able to see a frost pick being made from the defenders to give that deployable shield a go. And with that, we are going to proceed to action phase, where Calculator makes some last minute adjustments, placing one of her, actually 2 of her holograms to try to get one. She's trying to reclaim it, but unfortunately he's kind of worried that it can, gets taken out from the small bakery window, so it would be best to just keep it there for now. With Teddy Eye holding the angle, and also Zam, who decides to make an angle yet again from the white stairs window. We are going to see the attackers making a similar push. That would be getting the control on third floor, getting the control on second floor, making lines of sight, making vertical lines of sight towards on second floor Train Museum, and hopefully get those kills as best as possible.
That's going to be the top priority right now. That's exactly what I would do if I was attacking. Steady already making his way in inside Train in the Museum. Always, he's looking for a possible frag, and that's going to be Cypher, the bandit. He's just going to roam around. Meanwhile, AMST, what a beautiful shot on Luxia. That's going to be a huge deterrent as to how we happen to see this round go ahead, because Luxia happens to be such a huge and impressive fragger for his team. He'll be shut down early, and that means it's going to come down to an early 4 versus 5. I wouldn't really call it early. 1 minute left. We are still counting down to that mark, but essentially a minute left into this round, and I got the push already established onto the top floor, the floorboards being breached, but the to and fro, they might as well have forgot Eagle Eye, who's hiding right now in this closet. There you go. Kingslayer is going to get taken down. The prefire comes in. AMST is going ham, meanwhile. Gets his own double kill, as Nox will be the one to take the fall. Zam and Teddy are the only ones left alive there in the hallway. Caught off in a really bad position. Converging between 2 defenders. There you go. Cypher gets the kill on the Zam. The last person alive. Teddy will get the defense on the Cypher. But will he able to convert on the Melusi? Yes, he will. That's a double kill. But is that all? Or is there more? 30 seconds and counting. We've got calculated right up his alley. But Teddy has just taken the brown stairs route and headed right onto site. He's not got the
Well,
diffuser yet, but more importantly, it's the fact that he's still got to try and make things work for his team. It's going to boil down to these 10 seconds that he's got to make it work, and I don't think this is going in his favor. Definitely not. The breach is coming out
10 seconds
a
left.
little too late. Honestly, we all know where this is headed to. Nowhere. It'll
5
be
seconds
Team
left.
Heat putting their first round on board. Team Clickbait just not able to put this one together, as Team Heat will try and bounce back. Really good round for them. Round 3 will be this, as they will win by the clock as well. So it does happen to speak volumes as to how you happen to see them approach this round in specific. And that's what you expect out of a defensive team when it comes to Cafe. Kudos to Team Heat for getting their first round and stopping the momentum, stopping that hat trick that we almost got to see the side of the attackers go on to. That'll not be the case as I hand over the mic to Babagusta. We'll head it to round 4. Bar and Cocktail Lounge is once again going to be the side of choice.
Well, with Team Heat winning their first defense round 3 first floor kitchen, we will now proceed to go towards on third floor bar, and an interesting six pick yet again from Cypher, switching from the smoke to the Warden, the MPX, and last thing I remember, he did had a C4 in hand, which did give
Defenders, protect
good
your bombs from being
explosive
defused
ordnance
by
for the
attackers.
defenders to make sure that they'll be able to place a trap for the attackers. I believe this time he has a deployable shield instead to place it to either towards on piano or on the freezer. And last thing I did remember with the recent update of Neon Dawn, the reinforcement, the time which it takes to reinforce a wall has been decreased from 6 seconds to 4 seconds. So making reinforcement is way much faster, and especially on towards the action phase, if you do want to make a quick reinforcement, you can actually do it in a very
10
quick
seconds
fashion.
left
So
before insertion.
that's one more update, but one more pass note that I
5
actually wanted to
seconds to insertion.
take a note on, because it actually brings a huge difference for the defenders, because placing a deploy, I mean, most of the time placing those reinforcements is will take a lot of time for the other defenders to place their utilities. So with the defenders having the ease of access, going back to their original positioning as soon as possible, will be able to make sure that they will be one step ahead. Eagle Eye, on the other hand, will take a good amount of damage, not quite sure where. I believe he tried to contest against a gunfight with that run out right from the second floor window, and he decides to continue the aggression by prepping up a run out from the first floor kitchen. Nade comes in from Zam to try to take out the deployable shield. A very good use of that nade, as one of the deployable shields will be taken out. That's exactly what happens when you don't place
Bomb
my
located by
magnet nades
attackers.
or Jaeger's ADSs from that exact location. Second nade will be used just to push out the defenders who was trying to hold in towards the freezer. With one of those deployable shield taken out, Team Heat is in a very big problem. They still have the deployable shield on towards the piano, which would give them good amount of cover, but also they do need to be careful of the attack holds, actually the angle holds being made from the defenders. Red Stairs push will commence from the attackers, especially the Zofia, who is apparently placing a Claymores from the Red Stairs to make sure that the flank routes would not happen as she proceeds to push in towards the piano. The Dronox will be able to give good amount of information on how many ADSs are present, followed up with some utilities being made to take out that deployable shield. With the control of piano room into towards clickbait, just going to be a matter of time to check whether who's going to win that gunfight. Is it going to be the attackers, or will it be Team Heat making those excellent recovery? And talking about it, it will be Kingslayer eliminating Amst as the early kill goes to them.
Early kill it is, or is it going to be body bags that the defense will be going in? Says no calculator, he's going to get a frag, but he gets refragged right back in from Kingslayer. That's quick kills coming in from Teddy Oya as well. Night Soul is the one to take the fall. Cypher and Eagle are the only ones left alive. Cypher. Side of from the side of attackers at least, and beautifully well done and well executed for that matter. Round 5 will be underway. 3-1 is indeed the scoreline. We're headed to reading room and fireplace hall.
with Clickbait winning a total of 3 attack rounds in a row. Actually, I wouldn't say in a row. First floor kitchen did went in the favor of Team Heat. An excellent hold from them. But with second floor reading room in play, it will be very interesting to see how well that they're going to make a hold out of it. With piano room, giving a high control for the attackers, a very good use of their utilities. I mean, making sure that they get the control onto us on piano room as best as possible. The Jaeger did not expect to see a Claymore being placed right from the red stairs, which gave Team Heat in a very bad situation. As for Team Heat, they only have 2 rounds left for the first half to come to an end. Interesting castle armor panel being placed right from the white stairs window. They know that most of the time where Clickbait tries to hold an angle, especially on first location on third floor bar, there would always be Sledge who holds the angle and tries to eliminate the players holding it towards on for the piano. And placing that castle armor panel would give them some support, but it's just going to be a matter of moment where Sledge would bring up his sledgehammer, take out the castle armor panel, and give them the angle that they need. Talking about it, action phase will proceed. Calculated will make his placements of ADSs, and so does the other defenders. We're just making their last placements of their certain utilities. And we do see a huge hold right towards on cocktail bar. The hatch is being opened to make sure that if they do lose that control, they would be able to make a quick escape from the hatch and fall back towards the site. Although giving the control of the third floor cocktail lounge to the attackers is a very risky, as the defenders will be in a very problematic solution if they lose a lot of time for the attackers. Cypher still holding in towards the piano room to make sure that the push from the piano does not happen, so that Alibi can mainly shift her focus towards on the freezer as well as on the red stairs. Although the sledgehammer, which has been used to open up a wall, and Cypher eliminating one, Calculated gets another, taking out Teddy Oi and no X1. Calculated will now force back to, he'll just fall back to a specific location, which is in fact a Clickbait in a very difficult situation here. 3-5. They've lost they've lost a total of 2 hard breaches there, the Ace and the Hibana, and so does Luxia, in which the Ash goes down as well, making it a 2v5 situation already. Looks like Team Heat have got this under control. If they make one single mistake, Clickbait can be able to get this information, or I would say get those match in hand if Team Heat makes a mistake. And talking about a Kingslayer, sees Cypher making an aggressive peek towards on piano. Doesn't get the kill, just gets Sam, also does the other take. Try to eliminate the castle, decides to fall back, but it ends up being his demise as he is downed. Whereas Kingslayer, on the other hand, did win a gunfight against the Goyo as she proceeds to push towards the white stairs.
Well, Calculated doing so much work already with that HP he's got. He even managed to walk away with 2 frags despite that. But coming back, we've got Zam up on his feet for Kingslayer coming in for the revive. A 2 versus 4 that they've got to fight against. Eagle Eye already picking up a fight with the sledge. He's taken so much more damage. Zam not looking pleasant right now. He's got to be careful and also care about the HP that he has left on him. And there you go, Zofia already taking so much more damage. His position's being given away. He's on a constant tag, but not giving up. The push is still eminent from them. Only 20 seconds left and counting down, 15 seconds left for that matter. The clock is exactly what they have to beat, and does not look like they will. AMST is not going to allow that. A nade comes out, but that's going to mask their own entry. AMST is here to get one. Does he get the second? No, it's just going to be Zofia trying to stay alive for the while. Bailiff in hand, Kingslayer wins that fight. AMST will finish that up. Team Heat walked away with round 5. They'll be staying more than alive and kicking in this match. They'll be trying to stand up as to what Clickbait has been trying to do, but honestly, not being able to take advantage of the defensive rounds that you are awarded on a map like Cafe is something you've got to worry about. It's something that the side of the defense has to reconsider. Team Heat has got to get things right. 3-2, definitely an amazing scoreline that it looks like, at least for Team Clickbait. Round 6 will be underway. That's the last round before the role swap. Let's see what we have in store for them.
Well, 3-2 is the scoreline, still favoring on the side of Team Clickbait. And on the side of Team Heat, they still need 1 more round to try to equalize the round against them in round 6. First half Well,
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
the first floor kitchen being on the site. We'll see. Well, first floor kitchen will be the site with the defenders making their placements of the reinforcements, and also the Valkyrie pick in which Night and Soul will be using on the side of the defenders to give good amount of information for their teammates, and also Eagle Eye with the Banshee's deterrent to make sure that the push from the attackers will be very difficult, and
10 seconds left.
they're basically making sure that they would force some utilities,
5
maybe
seconds
a
to
Ash
insertion.
breaching charge or a Sophia's impact nades to try to eliminate it, so that they'll be
Attackers
able to
must
push
locate
in.
and
But for
defuse
now,
the bomb.
we do see a total of 2 roamers on the side of the defenders, Night and Soul, and I believe that should be Cypher, who decides to hold towards on third floor or towards on second floor. There you go, Cypher on the third floor towards Piano, so that he'll be able to make sure that the push from the attackers, especially most of the time where attackers decide to make a push, would always be towards on third floor. They would make a full drone sweep and just proceeds to go on second floor train museum to make their vertical lines of sight. But for now, they'll just use that drone works to give information, relaying that there might be some problems. Talking about it, Kingslayer finds one, but unfortunately he was too late to react. So we do see Zam with the nade. Not quite sure why he used the second nade, but for now, as we proceed in the early rounds, we don't see any man counts being decreased just yet.
Well, as we head further into the round, something I'd like to point out is that little awkward silence we had over between the start is it's just that I just happened to realize I said what we have in store from us and not from the teams, and I awkwarded out on myself, and I did a thing that only Baba Gusta saw, and he's like, "What did he just do?" So,
I mean,
yeah.
To be honest, I
Bomb
didn't
located by
actually
attackers.
get it, but
Yeah, so no, it was just that I felt awkwarded out at my own grammar. Meanwhile, the action is happening as we happen to go on our grammar tales and adventures. Eagle Eye will start things off. He'll make sure he gets a frag. Zam will be the first one to get shut down. That's a good momentum that we've seen Team Heat put us up. And there you go. Eagle Eye starts off with the second frag. That double kill comes in from the Melusi. Really good stuff on the roam game that he's happy to bring out. Meanwhile, down on the side, AMST is the one to take the fall.
Attackers have dropped the
But
bomb
mind you,
defused.
he's down and
Attackers
not
have
out.
recovered
Nox
their
is the one. Noxy
Attackers
rather is the one to
located
take
a
the
bomb.
fall. Teddy Oi meanwhile gets a refrag on the AMST, and Night Soul is here to get one out of Teddy Oi. Kingslayer, the only one left alive, will try and stop Eagle Eye, but he's still got to find Cypher, Night Soul, and Calculated. Will he be able to? The Valkyrie camp's already giving away information. I'm actually surprised that the Zofia did not see the Valkyrie camp right in front of her, and there you go. Cypher will take Kingslayer out. Team Heat will walk away with round 6 as we're headed on to the second half of this round. Team Heat definitely bringing out their stuff and making sure that they get the equalizer in. As we happen to take a quick look at that in the ACT Fibernet instant replay, as I once again apologize to Baba Gusta and Eisen for freaking out.
I'm just trying to control. I'm just trying to control my laughter here, ladies and gentlemen. I do have to apologize for me giving yet another, seconds of silence as we proceed to round 7. Roll swap. Clickbait will be the one. Will be the one on defense. My goodness, my grammar is on point. Third floor bar will be the side. Zam with the 6 pick shifting from this the Legion towards the smoke. Same thing goes to Calculated as he switches from the Montaigne to the Sledge. Third floor
Attackers need to locate and
third floor
defuse the
bar
remaining bombs.
being the side. Let's see how well Clickbait is going to be defending this time, whereas Team Heat on the offensive side. 3-3 is the scoreline. This has a high up chance to go for an overtime. And talking about a 6 pick, we do see Teddy Oi being picked up, the OEA operator Oryx, which will be able to give good, in which they'll be able to make some good lines of sight towards the third floor bar, technically making sure that if the attackers do decide to go for a default plant, the defenders would, at least try to get those kills as well as possible, with or without intel. Opening up the the lower part of the bar desk will be able to give Clickbait some useful information and also convert those useful information into kills. As we proceed to action phase, The attackers will spawn in no X1 with the Valkyrie placement right towards the south side of spawn.
All right. Okay. Hold it right
Yeah.
there. We've got to settle it. Is it no X1 or is it Noxy?
Oh yeah, I just did not realize that. I think it is Noxy. Most of the time I keep saying no X1. So
Yeah.
yeah, I guess it's Noxy. Most of the time I do get confused. I mean I know that 4 means A and 1 means I, but I did not expect Nox. All right, yeah. You're absolutely right, Nox. It is Noxy.
You know, honestly, I didn't know 4 means A.
Really? I mean, Paktoon Kid has 4 in it.
Oh, okay. All right. That's the way you happen to go about it. Okay. All right. I was thinking that why did Baba Gust happen to say 4 means A? Like, in what version of my world have I ever learned that 4 means A? Then I just realized it's as simple as putting down a 4 or a 3 for an E. Never mind. I thought a little too much, but hey, I blame that on you, Baba Gusta. Because you happen to give so much build up to something that holds no value to this round, because that's exactly what I'm doing right now as I happen to shift away from it and go ahead into it. Round 7 will be underway. We've already got a kill coming in, and that's Kingslayer taken off the board. We've still got Teddy Oi up and alive. He's on the cams, in fact. No, he'll be the first one to take the fight. Jordanian operator, the first one, will be finding a frag, and a very nice one, Lakshya, to add up to that. Look at that, a frag and the dead body drop. Lovely spectating from Eisen. Definitely adding that dramatic effect to how we happen to witness this match. Teddy will be finding his headshot as well. AMST will be the one to take the false cipher, trying to find one. He will. Teddy a refrag comes right back in. A 2 versus 3 that the side of the attackers have got to fight against. And mind you, people, this is the second half, and that means it is in fact the first time we can see TV happen to come out on attack, and they are not able to keep up to the pace of what Clickbait has brought on board.
Well, with 3v2, 47 seconds left for the attackers. They need to make a move. They did eliminate JDI and Kingslayer to try to recover the round. Whereas the Ash, interesting enough, he decides to go for a very huge flank there, right from the white stairs, get caught from the default cams, in which he will be able to eliminate 2 of those cams, which would compromise her location, in which she would fall back towards the red stairs. There goes the flank, and with it, the time into which Team Heat need to push towards the side. The push will come in towards the piano, followed up with some good flashbangs, but at what cost? They don't have enough amount of time, but they do have those man count advantage. 2v2, the Nomad goes for the plant. Cypher is still here for the cover. The freezer push is down. Will it be down towards the third floor bar? No, it does not. Post-plant situation comes in, eliminating the Nomad. Forces it out on a 2v1 situation. The push comes in from Cypher, making a confirmation as he gets the triple. It all goes down to Zam. He goes for the fake defuse. Push comes in. He's going to eliminate him as well. Zam with the play. Clickbait makes a play, and in the end, they will be the one to get the lead. 4-3 on third floor bar as we take a look at it. In the ACT Fibernet instant replay, Clickbait in the lead as we proceed to round 8. Where first floor kitchen will be the side. What an impressive clutch coming in from smoke. And looks like the OEA operator Oryx, who did made that line of sight on third floor bar, did eventually work out in the end.
All right, let's hear it, Baba. Why is he called the OEA operator?
It's technically, you know, it was a meme where, you know, he just opens up the wall and says,
Is it? Does he open up walls?
yeah, I mean, Oryx does open up walls.
All right, in that sense, yeah, he does. I'm just trying to confuse you. Nothing else, Baba.
I mean, it's just that I'm not saying it in the right way, because even if I do says the word "oh yeah," it's just that it's in a very loud noise, and I'm kind of
Wait, if you-
worried that.
As many bombs
Oh,
as you can.
You know the way you happen to say that I'm not saying it in the right way. Happen to make me feel like if you say it in the right way, it's going to summon a Oryx demon in front of you or something like that. That if I say it in the right way, it's going to activate something. But hey, I would love to hear that out in the right way if you could.
All right, just give me a second while I try to clear my throat.
I've really got to stop you here and point out the fact that you just said you are going to create your throat, and that did not sound pleasant. That was not pleasant on where my imagination happened to go down, but
Attackers are
we're
heading
in round 8, and Oryx is not into play. So we'll be headed there, and with Baba Gusta taking over the mic, because I'm not sure what we were going ahead with, but I'm definitely sure that this is not what we had in mind. Afifa coming in with an early spawn peek from Zam. He'll just be falling out and not be doing anything else for that matter. Look at the Melusi still setting up onto side. So much more happening on the other side that the defense has come out with aggression already. The Mozi attempting a spawn peek as well. Team clickbait. Feeling, not really feeling the heat, if I may, because they're a little confident with that gunfight and don't really blame them. Definitely one of the best gunners we have for the players in this league, but it does come down to these two teams fighting it out, and let's see who happens to come out on top.
Looks like Teddy Oy with the Pete and Roni gets the kill, eliminating Eagle Eye as Zofia gets eliminated while he decides to go for a push towards on the cigar, but calculated with the rappel. He's just trying to contest against the Jaeger towards the hallway of White Stairs. As Jaeger decides to go to fall back towards the third floor bar, but did not expect Cypher, who did apparently rappel in towards the windows and gets the kill. 4v4, now it's a 4v3 as Tedio gets a double kill with the Peach and Roni, eliminating Calculated, which would give the man count advantage back to Clickbait. Cypher decides to go for a gunfight and he will lose to it. Again, Teddy Oy with the triple kill. He's looking for more 4 kills to Teddy Oy, a quad kill. Will he gets the ace here? The Pete and Roni providing wonders for their team as Amps decides to push in from the white corridor, sees the head, doesn't get the confirmation, and fortunately gets shut down, making it a 3v1 situation. Ace been denied. And the job's not done yet for Team Heat. He still needs to find 3 more. That would be Amps. He still has a total of 3 Summer Breach charges to open up lines of sight. And there you go. The reinforcement from Zam comes in towards the bakery. He's just trying to figure out on what kind of push that he needs to make. He could use the Summer Breach charges to open up the castle's armor panel, but that would give away a good amount of information, and also needs to contest against a very big angle towards on small bakery, in which the Melusi is currently holding on, and I believe he did use it to open up the armor panel. Actually, it's not. He did open up the freezer wall, should give him the access and also give some confusion to their teammates, saying that there might be a push towards on freezer, so that he'll be able to go in on another way to get those kills. But sad to say, he just needs to make a move here because he doesn't have enough amount of time. 18 seconds left. He will push towards on Coldroom, gets an impressive kill with the AK, double kill from Ants, eliminating Sam. He still needs to find Noxy and Kings there, but unfortunately with the UMP, claims the life of the Ace, giving the win towards Clickbait. Round 8, first floor kitchen goes to them. As we proceed to the next round, round 9, and also as we did take a look at it in the ACT Fibernet instant replay, we will now proceed to the next round where the site will be on either second floor reading room or, yeah, it will be on second floor reading room.
That's right, second floor reading room and fireplace hall is where we're headed once again. And hey, coming off as I would like to take a quick look at the scoreboard, Aizen. Thank you. We got Teddy UI 13 frags for himself, Kingslayer on 9. While on the other side of Team Heat, Cypher has been doing quite the heavy work, 8 frags, AMST and Calculated, adding up their definitive movements as well with 6 frags. Don't really blame them, but it's not about the kills, as I always happen to add up. Speaking of kills, Noxy, not the best of games, you know, but hey, at least he's on the winning side, at least for now, I say. 5-3, a very good advantage, a very good lead Clickbait needed, and that they've got. They might as well be the ones to take match point if they happen to win this round. Round 9 will determine how this match happens to go ahead, which turn it happens to take going ahead forward. Getting to see some reconstruction on the top floor, and that's definitely going to be into place, considering the fact that you've already got your sight on reading room and dining. That sort of breach on the floorboards from top is going to be something you've got to invest a little bit of utility on, maybe even manpower, because I don't really see that kind of emphasis from the side of the defense, at least not yet. If we could just take a quick look at Cocktail and make out on, there you go. We don't see a huge hold except for the alibi. Just chilling out on top, getting the hatch reinforced. We might as well get to see a possible retake of a situational defense hold come up. No, there you go. Classic stuff. On top hold, we've got all these attackers slowly converging in. onto the rooftop hatches as they'll be making their roam clear happen slowly, steadily into the map. The action phase is underway, and I haven't gotten time to appreciate this, but I'm liking the emphasis of the attacking strategies from Team Heat. It's not exactly been fruitful for them. It's because they've been doing some mistakes here and there. I feel that if they might happen to fix them, we might as well see them walk away with better rounds. But at least the strategy that they do happen to bring, the positioning and how they happen to approach the round with these mid-round, I would say mid-round randomness that Team Clickbait just happens to throw at them. That's something I've been loving about Team Heat, but they're just not able to cut it out. Lucky Wallbang could have done the job for Night Soul right here, but that's going to take more than that to take Teddy out. Early gunfights are already being taken down as we are headed to the 1.5 minute mark of round 9.
Well, bodies has not been dropped just yet. No early kills from either both the teams, but they do have the control towards on piano as well as on third floor bar. It's just they're just trying to. They have a lot of problems contesting with one, but Kingslayer, oh my, very aggressive plays, eliminates one but doesn't get the frag, in which calculates, eliminates Kingslayer, making it a 4v3 situation. Team Heat are not having a good day at all, and so does Zam. My, oh my, I did not expect it to see the Jaeger winning that gunfight against the Ace. Calculated, needs to be careful. He has the information, he will get one, eliminating Zam's kill streak. But he still needs to get on the white stage. Very aggressive peek from Calculated, does get the head, doesn't get the shot, which would force Team Heat in a very difficult situation here. Two players, in which the Nomad will use her flashbang to try to eliminate or try to blind one of the teammates. Still thinks of making a very aggressively calculated with the skeleton key to make lines of sight as best as possible. But with not having enough amount of intel and not having good amount of kills, they're having a lot of problems to deal with. They still have the diffuser in hand, in which Night and Soul will now proceed going towards the pillars as they will go for the front. Calculated also does the same by pushing towards the pillars. I don't think that is a very good idea for Calculated to make a play like that. Night Soul is very aggressive and he's thinking of going for a plant here. I don't think it's going to be a very good idea. Calculated is still holding the angle, but that angle is not going to work out well. Smoke takes one, fall back to the deployable shield, gets another kill, and oh my goodness! Another kill from the SMG-11 as Clickbait still proves to be strong, winning second floor reading room. My oh my, as we proceed to the next round, round 10, where Clickbait will be the one on a match point. My god, and I just did not expect it to see such sheer momentum coming in from Smoke, eliminating both the Buck as well as the Nomad, who was apparently pushing in towards the second floor reading room. They did make lines of sight, but unfortunately couldn't get the win. Match point is for Clickbait. The site will be on third floor bar, as we do see an interesting pick from both the attackers. Ying on the side of Eagle Eye and Teddyoy with the Oryx. We do see a 6 pick from Luxia as he switches from the Bandit to the Alibi. And to answer the previous question of Foxy on what he was talking about, on how to exactly how to emphasize on how to say the word "oh yeah," should I do it or should I not?
From being defused by attackers.
It's definitely out of public demand, and here I say public, meaning only me and Aizen.
Bomb located
That's
by
right.
attackers.
We would love to see that come out, and I'm actually interested to find out if you might as well summon Oryx in front of you with the energy you happen to bring. But yes, Baba Gusta, with the Oryx on board, it's definitely something you should do.
Well, as the great man once says, "Oh yeah!" There you go.
Hey, that's definitely. Is there an Oryx spawned around you? You know, just look around maybe.
Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
No? Alright. We don't have the webcams on your screens right now, but hey, I can definitely assure you, Baba Gusta did look around and there's no Oryx around him, so hey, except for a lot of adrenaline, that phrase will not do anything. Teddyoy is at least on the screen. We've got the Oryx on the screen, so that's exactly what we're going to focus on. 6-3, Clickbait sitting on match point with a very, I would say, shiny performance coming out from them last round. Honestly, we've got to give it to them. They made the best out of the situation and walked out of it like masters. Really well done. And once again, this time around, we don't get to see them coming out on the front foot because there is a Ying employed. But as I speak about it, Noxy gets the first frag. Cypher is the one to take, will be the one to take taken down, but a little unfortunate. That was not something he wanted to do, but he had to capitalize on that little window. He went for it, the leap of faith, as we like to call it. He just had to go and get the frag. Cypher taken down, an important frag, people, indeed. We've taken on the Ash, a very good operator has gone down. Your spearhead, the attack has gone down. Eagle Eye will be the one to take that mantle up as he's trying to make the push happen. He's taking some damage himself. He's just not able to beat the 200 IQ play of King Slayer, but Teddy is here with a run out of his own from Small Bakery. The chase is on, and Ying tries to go down for the drop, but that's just a bait. What are you doing? Teddy walks away with 2 nice and easy kills, and that's Team Heat already put down under a rock. They were not expecting this, and that was not the play to make for the Ying. Definitely not the Batman drop, man. Come on, not on him. Kingsley will add up to that damage. AMST will try and fall back, and he gets a double. He's been on this before. Can he get the clutch this time around? A 1 versus 2 just got converted in a 1 versus 4 rather. Just got converted in a 1 versus 2. Looks here as he happens to come out with some remarks of his own, as I'm not sure if he's just listing out his favorite food items, or if he's just talking about how he happens to come out with his aim in the game. That out of the way, a 1 versus 2 still coming down to a very, very interesting stall point, 30 seconds, and Teddy watching this angle. They've got his position locked in. MST is breathing in the toxic babes as well. It's not looking good. And more importantly, it's looking like Clickbait is a little, maybe if they get a little too cocky right now at this point, they might as well let Team Heat walk away with the match surviving point. Right now, it won't be the case. Teddy will shut him down. Clickbait with the place. Team Clickbait, in fact, making sure that they bring out the better of them, and they have. What a play, what a match, and what a showdown. And hey, speaking of which, we've got to see quite the ascending number score that we got to see today. We got to see a 7-1, a 7-2, and a 7-3. Speaking of that statistics and data aside, we're talking about Teddy Oy, the man with 16 frags in this game, and Kingslayer himself with 11 frags to his name. So a lot of heavy lifting, I would say, from Teddy Oy, definitely. And once again, random moment of appreciation for how good that name just happens to sound. Teddy Oy, wow, it's a good name. Appreciation for that. But hey, that out of the way. And jokes apart, an amazing match that we got to witness. And it just happens to speak volume about the players I happen to talk about in this roster. They've packed a punch, and they still do. That is exactly what we got to see in this match. Anything you have to add up to this, Baba, before we head into the highlights of this match and read of the moment?
Well, to be honest, Foxy, I actually have nothing more else to say. But talking about the match in hand, Clickbait versus Team Heat. They did, however, didn't get the win towards on any attack, especially Team Heat in the second half itself. Clickbait was the one who was getting most of the wins, and also Teddy who was making those impressive kills, making sure that getting the control on towards the third floor wouldn't be a best idea for them. Although I do have to appreciate Team Heat, they did their best, winning at least 3 rounds on defense, first floor kitchen and reading room. Could not get the win towards on third floor bar, in which Clickbait was very confident enough. Really excited to see that. I'm really excited to see how Clickbait will perform, since I mean, it's just the one match that they did win again. They still have much more matches to go to make sure that if they do get a spot towards on Division 3. But talking about Clickbait's style of attack as well as on defense, there is a higher chance where these guys might be, getting a spot towards on Division 3. The way how, Amst was playing on the side of Team Heat, we did see, actually, it wasn't just Amst, it was also Eagle Eye, who was trying to hide in a particular place where the drones won't be able to detect. They did get those cheeky 2 to 3 kills, but instead, when it comes to the execution phase, that's where Clickbait was very good at, eliminating 2 players right off the bat. And then when it comes to the execution phase, all they had to do was go for the plant, and they did exactly that. Although we rarely did get to see a post-plan situation coming in from the attackers. But although I do have to appreciate the clutch in which the smoke made in a 1v2 situation, especially this specific clip here. Sam eliminating both the Nomad as well as the Ash in a very good kills with the SMG-11, getting those important kills did give Clickbait to get the lead, and also
this shot, definitely a good night shot from Zam. What was this even? The Ash, before she could get into the stance of that peak, was dead before she hit the floor. What a shot on that SMG-11. Definitely would have looked crispy from Zam's angle. I'll ask him later if he happens to have a clip of that, as just happens to satisfy my inner SMG-11 lover. And hey, that out of the way, AMST, he did try his best, but it was not enough. You could see that very clearly. Team Heat, whatever they happened to bring out, it was a little stale, if I may put that up in that word, because it was definitely not fresh out of what Clickbait happened to bring in. They threw in a lot of randomness. I've got to be honest. We've seen them just at the right place at the right time, and vice versa, not at the right place at the right time as well. So that, hey, this was quite the play. Honestly, this was the stuff coming in from the smoke. But it was still not enough. We got to see Clickbait be the ones to walk away with the final match and the match victory. So they'll be headed to the next round of the qualifiers, and hey, that's going to be a closed chapter, dead avenue for now for Team Heat until they happen to turn up again in Season 4 Open qualifiers for us, because they've just gotten eliminated by Team Clickbait with a beautiful performance. Honestly, we got to see quite the maps. To Cafe, we got to see it twice. Don't really blame it, but hey, it's a good map, and it's fun to see these teams play and bring out new stuff. That's exactly what the qualifiers happens to explore, at least about how the community happens to approach playing this game. And I think that's exactly what brings out the best in all of us as well. That being said, that was it for today, people. Those are the 3 matches we got to witness today: Ultra Instinct versus Virtuoso Esports, Fatal Flaws versus Yakuza Esports, and the one that we just got to witness, Team Heat facing off against Team Clickbait, excuse me. So that out of the way, quite the stuff we had for day 1 in Season 3, and that was it. And hey, I've got a little something for you guys before we head off. I wasn't lying. I was actually drawing cartoons mid-casting. That out of the way, we'll see you guys tomorrow, people. Stay tuned and see you guys tomorrow on the Esports Club for more Rainbow Six Siege action. Good night and have a good one.
Oh yeah!